Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Davey Deathray here. How y'all doing on this lovely Tuesday night? What is it? Just past, it is, 10:10 on the East Coast. I am out here in, wow, it's the rainy desert today, out here in the West Valley of Phoenix, Arizona, just after 8 p.m. It is November 18th, 2025. Guys, it's my half birthday. So I'm 43 and a half. Oh, you remember that, like being a kid and saying you were like half years old because it made you feel so grown up and all that great stuff. Yeah, today has been beautiful, gray skies, cool air outside, some wild thunderstorms and all that kind of stuff, and some rain. I'm not sure if it's raining now. It was just raining a couple minutes ago. Sometimes though in the desert, it'll just rain and then all of a sudden it stops. It's wild. Anyways, thank you all so very much for kicking it with me here tonight. What do we got? Over 25 people here hanging out. You guys are awesome. I know it's kind of late night, and I know usually we do late night with the Davey on Wednesdays, right? But since I'm going a little bit later, I'm like, you know what? Why not call this Late Night with the Davey, episode 68? We're actually going to do a few of these in a row. So if you've checked out the page, you know that on the community tab, I've been dropping a lot of horror polls lately. It's been an awesome way to get to know you guys a little bit better. You know, some of you I interact with in the chat all the time, and then there's some folks that maybe you're watching after the fact, or, maybe you just watch the pre-recorded videos, and all that kind of fun stuff. And it's a great way with the horror polls to get a really good idea of like what you guys love. And it's been enlightening, honestly, like very insightful, very enlightening. I know that if I put John Carpenter or The Thing on a poll or Halloween, it's going to win. But man, there are some surprising things we're going to get into over the next few days. So I'm very excited. Tonight, we're going to focus on your guys' favorite horror movies through the decades. Now, we did that whole Decades of Dread where we just had like an open forum discussion about the tropes, the music, the style of horror through the decades, how they changed shape through each decade, and the films that were influential in making those changes happen, or at least the movies that we usually talk about it, and then trying to get to some of the movies that maybe we don't talk about as much, or that are getting talked about more and more as time goes on. This is a little bit different though, because it's just straight up, hey, here's 4 movies, which one's the best one out of the decade? Now, YouTube only lets me put 4 choices. So that's why it's 4, not 5 or 10 or whatever. And, I scoured a bunch of top 10 lists. I even asked Microsoft's Copilot, hey, what are the top 5 horror movies of the 1960s? And then I pick 4 of them. And I would try to make sure that each one of these has got kind of like a pop horror or like mainstream horror. And then every now and then, you might look at the list and be like, well, When Evil Lurks, why is that in the 2020s? I mean, it actually showed up in some of these lists, and I really love the movie. So yeah, there's a little bit of personal skew in there for sure. But I also wanted to make sure we had something, a little classy, something that's, maybe elevated, or just like a horror that people talk about quite a bit, something mainstream, and then something maybe a little like on the trashier side, just to kind of see, what you guys are fans of. And just to get to know you guys. Like I said, get to know you a little bit. And also, for me, it's kind of interesting too, because it's like, oh, well, now I kind of know that, in the 2020s, Terrifier 2 is like crushing the poll in the 2020s. We'll get to that here in a bit. And I'm like, oh, shit, I guess I should talk about Terrifier a little bit more, because a huge portion of the audience here really loves it. And I'm, relatively lukewarm on it, although I think the 3rd movie is the best movie in the franchise. So anyways, I'm kind of rambling now. I just wanted to let you guys know what we're going to be getting into, especially for the folks that are watching after the fact. So now that we're here about 5 minutes into the stream, I thank you again for spending some time with me here on a Tuesday night. It's relatively late. You guys are awesome. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I mean, you got to do that. And if you hit the notification bell, you're not going to miss any of these streams, because like tomorrow, I'm going to be going live at like 3 p.m. Eastern. So I think that's going to be like 8 p.m. UK. So I'm going to be doing like a late night with the Davey before dark tomorrow, because I'll be on Killjoy Jake's channel tomorrow evening. I'm very excited to talk about Scream 7, all of our theories, all that kind of stuff, and get a chance to speak to Jake's audience, because Jake's got a great channel and a really awesome community. And I really like Jake. I like his voice. I like the content he covers. And I'm very, very excited to just show off a little bit of the Davey Deathray vibe and maybe see our community and our family grow a little bit. So yeah, I feel like I'm still rambling. So I'm going to open up this Fanta grabber. This is a strawberry Fanta. I know it's late. I shouldn't be drinking soda. I wanted something. I haven't drank alcohol in like 105 days, and I just wanted a little something. So leave me alone. You're not my real dad. Okay. That's all it is. Yeah, let's say what's up to everybody here hanging out in the chat. Before I do that, thank you so much to all the Patreon members, all the YouTube channel members. You guys are awesome. We had a really fun time in the members only live stream yesterday. So if you missed it, you can still check out that replay. We talked about a bunch of weird shit. So it was pretty interesting, but I'm going to jump in and say what's up to all of you beautiful people out there. And another thing I'll let you guys know really quick before we jump in is I dropped a new video. So I know a lot of you guys, it seems like the deep dive videos have been doing really well. I got so discouraged with the pre-recorded content because I was going to the movies and doing reviews and trying to get a little bit into that game. And the 10 to 12 minute videos just, you guys weren't really feeling it. And that's totally fair. I mean, the whole thing about this YouTube experience is to connect with people. And it's not like, why aren't you watching my stuff? It's like, well, what do I need to do to connect with my audience better? I mean, I'm going to put it on me. And if you guys aren't watching it, there's probably a good reason. If you're not interested, then I need to find out what you're interested in. And I think we hit a little bit of a sweet spot. It doesn't mean I'm done searching, and it doesn't mean that that's all I'm going to do from now on. But these longer videos, 35 to 45 minutes, it seems like you guys have really been digging them. And not only has the community that's been here for a while been digging them, but we've been getting a lot of new people because the channel has been seeing an awesome amount of growth. So thank you guys so much. That's because you're hitting the like button. It's because you're sharing. It's because you're hitting the hype button. And I wanted you to know that I did a quarter speed frame by frame breakdown of the It Welcome to Derry Season 1 mid-season trailer. The show finally redeemed itself with episode 4, and it looks like it's going to be ramping up and being pretty action-packed as we race to the finish line, or the finale here for Season 1. So if you haven't checked that out yet, jump on over. If you're interested in it, check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. Let me know what you want to see from the show. Or tell me that you think the show sucks. Whatever you got, I'll take all you got there. Let's see here. We got Shot by Shot in the house saying, hey, Big Daddy D. What's happening, Shotty? Hope you are doing well. Yes, some folks call me Big Daddy D. It's true. It's true. What can you do? What can you do? You just got to roll with the punches, right? Or as Ario Speedwagon says, roll with the changes. We got Ashton Luck in the house. What's happening, Ashton? Great to see ya. Lamontre Gillard, what up, what up? Adrian James, how you doing, Adrian? We got Paula Fitzhenry, says Psycho is clearly the best. Yes, we're going to do a whole bunch of polls here live tonight between the top 2 of each poll. So we're going to poll the polls. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Chester Franklin Jr., what's happening, Chester? So good to see ya. We got Jay Beach in the house saying hello to everyone. He had to go with Psycho. All right. Yeah, it is more mainstream, that's for sure. We got Jigsaw in the house. What's happening, Jigsaw? Antonis Andriotis, one of our great channel members. How you doing, Antonis? And Antonis just dropping a $4.99 super chat, getting that super chat goal going. Yes, there is a super chat goal, guys. 5 super chats of $4.99 or more, and I will host a Jack Frost / Jack Frost 2 double feature watch party on the Discord server. Link is in the description below for Discord. It's free. We have a really fun time hanging out between streams. It's a great way to connect with the community a little bit more in between streams and videos. We also listen to music over there, watch movies, and you can show the movie and play the music. None of the YouTube restrictions that we're used to over here. And that was actually Ray's idea. Ray from over on Discord. I think she had mentioned that in the members only chat yesterday, where she was like, you should do Jack Frost and Jack Frost 2. Never seen the sequel, but I quite enjoy the first Jack Frost because it's a cheesy horror movie that knows exactly what it is. Thank you so much for the $4.99er there, Antonis. Just 4 more, and we'll have some fun here come December. I'll wait until December, and then we'll get rolling on like the Christmas stuff. But I thought it would be cool to, if we reach that goal tonight, we can plan it out. We can make sure it's a good time for as many people as possible to join us over there on Discord. We almost have 100 server members over there. It's really, really cool and totally free. What's happening, Stephanie Hinkle, another one of our great channel members? How you doing tonight, miss? Hope everything is going well with you. We've got, who else? Dean Renner, one of our great Patreon members, channel members, and Death Squad mods. How are you doing, Dino? Dino. Yes, our guy Dean. Our Italian, what do they call the people that live in Philadelphia? Philodendron? No, I'm just, that's a plant. Come on, Davey. Italian Philadelphian. There we go. We got Robert the Wolfman. Ow, ow. How are you doing, Robert? So good to see you. Robert, if you haven't already heard, everybody out there in chat land, Robert has the most mesmerizing eyes. Oh my goodness. And I mean, Robert, the first time I met him, he had these contacts in. It was at a convention. And you know, Robert's a tall guy, shaved head, big old beard. And he has these contacts in. I can't remember which ones you had in, Robert, because I think you've got a few like fun kind of horror contacts. And I'm like, should I be freaked out? But this guy's like the nicest guy. When you're only seeing somebody and you're not talking to them, you're like, ooh, that person looks kind of intimidating. You know, because Robert, like, you know, you'd be like, oh shit, like you'd think you would see Robert at like a Coal Chamber concert. That's a dated reference. That's a reference for old people like me. But you'd think you would see him at some sort of like, you know, new metal concert or something. Just by the attire, it's not any sort of judgment thing. It's just what it is, you know. And I'm like, oh, and he's got these contacts in and this big beard. Like, wow, this guy's like way more manly and intimidating than I'm used to. And then you actually walk up and talk to the person, and you're like, oh my god, this guy's like the sweetest freaking dude. Robert's great. Always awesome to have you join us, Robert. That's the Davey has a crush on Robert section of the live stream there. We got Keelan from Kill the Credits. What's happening, Keelan? Yes, I'm going to be appearing with Keelan and Brett from Good Real Hunting on Chills and Thrills this weekend. We're going to be watching Thanksgiving. So think about it. Think about joining us. I love Thanksgiving. It's damn near a 5 out of 5 movie for me. I shit you not. I shit you not. And I will go to battle against anybody that says otherwise, but I'm nice about it, you know. We got Aaron Click in the house. What's happening? Aaron says, as much as I love Night of the Living Dead, I've got to give this one to Psycho. Yeah, those were the two that were tops in the poll, and Psycho won out pretty handedly. So I assume that Psycho's going to win out again. I just thought it would be fun to see what the audience would say this time around. We got the lovely Miss Brooke Scarlett, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. How are you doing, Brooke? So good to see you. We got Ray in the house. There she is. Ray is another one of our channel members and very active on the Discord. Ray is friggin' hilarious. Like, spitfire, tons of personality, a lot of spunk. There we go. That's the word. I was thinking like chutzpah. Like, I think that's a Yiddish word. And I'm like, that's a good, I'm not, you know, I don't really speak Yiddish. I don't really use those words very often. Spunk, you know, she's got moxie. You got moxie, kid. I'll tell you that. You got moxie, Ray. I don't know what I'm doing tonight. We got Corey from Wilkie's Movies and Music. How are you doing, Corey? So good to see you, bud. Thank you so much for joining us. We got Matt Facci from Facci Cinema, one of our great Death Squad mods. What's happening, bud? We got him joining us. Says, hope your day is well. Love your hairstyle, by the way. Happy B-Day. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's just, you know, I have curly hair, so when it's short, it doesn't present itself that way. I stopped shampooing my hair a long time ago. I condition it every once in a while, rinse it every day. Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I'm a grubby little hippie. What can you do? Thank you for the kind words, him. And we got Blu-ray Addict in the house. What's happening, Blue? How you doing? We got Big Rod, one of our great channel members. How are you doing, Big Rod? Guys, Big Rod has been around since like the beginning. He has. So it's an old school Death Squad member. Before we even had the name Death Squad, Big Rod was there. And we got Brett from Good Real Hunting jumping in, says, want to say a quick hello to everyone. Lots of 2025 horror rewatches and first-time watches planned in preparation for Real Horror Awards. Wait a minute, that's just a commercial for your channel. How dare you, Brett? I'm just fucking around. Somebody feel free, and I mean, Brett, I guess you can drop a link to Good Real and Chills and Thrills if you'd like. What's happening, Saucy Jack? How you doing, bud? Good to see you. I'm just going to race through and say what's up to everybody else here. Hollywood Lido, what's happening, Lido? One of our great channel members. Given the nod to Psycho, amazing score, brilliant acting, fantastic editing and cinematography, and one of the most iconic murder scenes ever filmed. Yeah, no lies there. No lies there. Hot take. I like Peeping Tom more than I like Psycho. I mean, I'm not saying it's a better movie technically. I just happen to prefer it. So when it comes to Hitchcock, I think I like Vertigo is my favorite. Vertigo, Rope, and Rear Window I really like a lot, and I like Psycho. I think Vertigo is my favorite of his. But yeah, I got to rewatch Psycho. I mean, I've seen it a few times, but I need to jump in and just go through and watch the whole franchise. What's happening, Brett? How are you doing? Says, wow, best horror movie of the 60s. This could go both ways. Just like me, Brett. Just like me. I'm joking. Question mark? No, yeah, it could go. I'm going to check it out right now before we get any further in saying hello to everybody. I'm going to jump in because we are going to dive. Gosh, it's really tight. 55% to 45%, 40 votes. You guys are amazing. I hope that everyone that voted also hit the like button. You know, that's really my hope in this world, is that if you vote in the poll, hit the fucking like button. Like, don't be some lurker that just jumps in on some random stream and you're like, who you gave me Deathray guy? And then you vote and you leave without giving a like. Come on, likes are free. Give them out. We got Frankie D in the house. What's happening, Frankie D? Got his Stripe and Gizmo icon there. That is adorable. I loved Stripe as a kid. That was like my favorite, whole favorite aspect to Gremlins. Very curious to see what they do with that third movie. I think it could be really good. We got Gory Tiger in the house. What's happening, Gory? So good to see you. Thank you for joining us. We got Bill from the Everscathed. What's happening, Bill? Fuck the Everscathed. Fuck you for sending me this shit. It's my Chris Nelson. What's happening, David? Oh, you've been in here before. I was like, is that a hand holding something? I'm like, no, it's the elephant with the tusks. Yeah. Oh yeah, 105 days, just keeping it going. Oh my gosh, this soda tastes exactly like a melted strawberry icy. Jason Carpenter's in the house. What's happening? Says Keeper was an abysmal snooze fest. I disagree. Although I will say, yeah, it's a slow burn, man. It's absolutely a slow burn. If that's not your thing, you're not going to like Keeper. I like slow burns. I like relationship horror. Tatiana Maslany was incredible, and there's not a director out there working in horror that has a better eye for where to place the camera, which lens to use, and how to frame a shot than Osgood Perkins, period. That's it. That is it right there. Talk about, you know, Psycho with Hitchcock and how good he was with everything. I think, and you know, Oz's dad was in Psycho, obviously, throughout that whole franchise. I think Oz has kind of got a little bit of a Hitchcockian eye, you know? I'm gonna say it. Let's see here. We got Skate Punk. What's happening, Skate Punk? Straight Edge Skate Punk. How are you doing? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Okay, cool. Jamie Hart. What's happening, Jamie? I know it's kind of late where you're at. I was wondering if you're going to be able to jump in. Our original Death Squad mod and our mama mod and a channel member as well. We got Erica, who is the queen mod over on the Discord server. Oh my gosh. Erica, are we going to have a Jack Frost / Jack Frost 2 double feature watch party on Discord in December? Only the super chat goal can decide for us. Welcome on in, Erica. I know it's really late where you're at as well. I thank you so much for jumping on in. Okay, I think I'm all caught up with just saying hello to everybody. We got Brad Underwood there. What's happening, Brad? So good to see ya. Holy cow, Ray is dropping a Canadian fiver, eh? Yes, she says Jack Frost. Yes, starring Shannon Elizabeth for a little bit. She's in there a little bit. Before she was in American Pie. Maybe it came out like the year after American Pie, but it must have been recorded before. We got Eli Cortez in the house, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. How are you doing, Eli? So good to see ya. And maybe I'm finally all caught up with saying hello. If I missed you, I am so sorry. It is not my... it's not something I'm doing on purpose. We got Destiny Faulkner, though. Another one of our Death Squad mods. Yeah, a lot of people mod in here. We were having some trouble for a while, And then giving out, mod powers is sort of my way of saying, like, please be my friend, man. Like, I'm trying to make a connection with you, dude. And Destiny, it's definitely one of those cases there with Destiny. I'm like, I got to prove to this chick that I'm, like, cool and everything, because she's really fucking cool. So what can you do? So, that's what you got to do sometimes. Again, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I talk out of my ass most of the time. Sometimes it gets me in trouble. Hopefully it doesn't tonight. I think they have a condition named after me. Oh, they call it Deathray, don't they? Okay, I think we're all caught up. Either way, I'm going to scroll to the very bottom. Holy cow, Hollywood Lido has been a member for 6 months. That is amazing. Thank you so much for your loyal membership, Lido. Really do appreciate you. And whenever you are, wanting to get on to talk A Nightmare on Elm Street, Lido, just reach out. I still have everything set up, just waiting to, I just was scheduling and everything like that. And we got holidays coming up and all that kind of stuff. Just want to make sure it's a good time for you, my guy. So reach on out. Okay, let's see here. I think I've said hello to everybody. Let's see here. Okay, Shot by Shot is grossing out Erica. Okay, guys, let's get to the heart of the matter here on Late Night with the Davey on a Tuesday, episode number 68. Let's talk about these. Again, I've been having a lot of fun with these polls. I even just put one up about the Hellraiser franchise. A couple days ago, I dropped a Terrifier poll that's fucking nuts, guys. Almost 900 votes. We have just over 2,000 channel members here and almost 900 votes just on what is the best Terrifier movie. I had no idea. Now, I know that some of you guys really love Terrifier, of course, because you're in the live chat and you talk about it. I had no idea that the Davey Deathray audience was so, like, hot for Terrifier. Hot for Terrifier. You know what I mean? No, Erica, Terrifier 3 is the best, and we all know this. It's, check the poll. Check the poll. 862 votes the last time I saw it. 55% for Terrifier 3. Deep nuts, yes. It's not the deep state anymore. We have to worry about the deep nuts. That's from the members only chat last night, guys. Hey, you know what's really cool about membership as well? Just $1 a month. You can do the $4.99 if you want to and all that stuff. And of course, if you're able to, that's great. But just $1 for channel membership is pretty killer. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look here at this first poll. What do I do? What do I do? There we go. Okay, cool. Hopefully this doesn't look like shit to everybody. I just thought this would be fun to take a look at. This allows us to see how many votes there were, how many people were engaging as far as hitting the like button, which certainly helps, and then how many people are commenting on each poll. And it's interesting for me just to see, how much engagement each one of these polls ends up getting. The polls and then the deep nuts. You know what I mean? No, I won't start the ASMR over here, Eli. Let's see here. Okay, guys. So this first poll, what is the best horror movie of the 60s? That's what we're talking about here. Yeah, Psycho and Night of the Living Dead were the top two. That's why they're in the live chat poll. And as we go through the decades here, guys, I will put in a brand new poll of the top two and just have you guys select the top two. And you know what? I feel like a jerk here. Ray, thank you so much for the $5. I really do appreciate it. I know I brought it up and I mentioned it and everything. I always feel like a jerk if I'm like, dude, you didn't even say thank you. Come on, Davey. What the fuck is wrong with you? This is why you don't have friends. This is why you're divorced. This is why you have problems in your life, because you don't say thank you. Thank you to people that throw you a $5. Thank you so much, Ray. And Keelan from Kill the Credits drops a $5 as well and says the more watch parties, the better. Let's get it done. Keelan, are you over on our Discord? I don't know. I can't remember if I saw you just join up the other day, and maybe you did. I've seen you just be a lot more active out in the social media sphere as far as like the horror world goes, which is really cool, man. It's awesome that you're getting out there and getting involved. Yeah, I think that means, guys, we're only 2 super chats away from reaching that goal. That's pretty awesome. So yeah, so let's see here. What is the best horror movie of the 1960s? 252 votes. And the shocker to me is that Carnival of Souls only got 2%. I thought it was more popular. And maybe there's another 60s horror movie that I should have put in here. I don't know. I'm trying to think, like, what's another one from the 60s that would have done well here? Is Invasion of the Body Snatchers, is that first one from the 60s? It might be. I don't know. I really like Carnival of Souls, but I'm not offended that it just got 2%. I just thought it would get a little bit more. And yeah, man, Psycho 54%. And then as far as our voting goes right now, 42 votes, and it's a 52-48. It's very close, guys. I'm kind of surprised. I figured Psycho would run away with it. You know, it ran away with it in the actual poll. I figured it would here in the live poll as well. But yeah, this is an interesting one here because, like, so Rosemary's Baby, I've never seen that one. I mean, I know like the general plot and everything, but that's a movie I've never seen. But like I said earlier, you know, when I curate these polls, I search, you know, top 10 lists, top 5 lists, and I even asked Copilot, which is Microsoft's like AI, just like, hey, what are the top 5 horror movies of the 1960s? And it looks at a whole bunch of stuff too. So yeah, I guess I'm not surprised here. Hitchcock is known to be one of the greatest directors of all time. Psycho's an absolute classic. It is, you know, a proto slasher. Psycho and Peeping Tom came out the same year. Like I said, I prefer Peeping Tom. I really feel bad for the villain in Peeping Tom. It really hit me in a way that I guess I was surprised at the way that Peeping Tom, you know, made me feel. And they both came out in 1960. Psycho's black and white, Peeping Tom's in color. And yeah, I'm not surprised here at all to see that Psycho is winning the poll. I thought that maybe with a horror channel here on YouTube, I guess I thought maybe Night of the Living Dead would get a little more of the vote here because it's such a classic as well. It's not nearly as technically impressive, I guess, as something like Psycho. There's just something that's kind of next level about what Hitchcock and his crew brought to the table when they made movies. So yeah, not super surprised here, especially, you know, based on what you guys have been saying. I've been seeing you know, the all the stuff in the chat. I got totally thrown off by Dean saying lots of polls and nuts talk today. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Blu-ray says, I love Psycho, Night of the Living Dead, and Rosemary's Baby. I still never watched Carnival of Souls. It's good. I really dig Carnival of Souls. It's a trippy, like, almost like a Twilight Zone episode kind of vibe. And very dreamy, spooky kind of ghost story. I really dig it. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, Keelan. Really appreciate you, bud. Haven't seen any of the movies on this list. Shoddy, you haven't even seen Night of the Living Dead. Okay. Well, I was your age when I watched Night of the Living Dead for the first time. I was 15, watched it, and then watched Dawn of the Dead not long after that. And when I watched Night of the Living Dead at 15, it changed the way... It got me, like, kind of back into horror, because I was really into horror as a kid. Got into, like, Child's Play and Halloween and all that kind of stuff. Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street as a kid. And then I got a little more interested in punk rock, you know, Kissing Girls, all that kind of stuff. And then in my teen years, Evil Dead and Night of the Living Dead, like, they brought me all the way back to horror. All the nut talk. Come on, Robert. Come on. Yes, Eli, don't forget to hype this video. That's right. Not only are you here and I'm asking you to like it, I'm telling you tomorrow morning, you got to come back and hype it. Well, at least if you're watching after the fact, hit the hype button. Am I even a real horror fan? Well, sure. Yeah. It's not up to us to gatekeep for you. That's for sure. Poles and nuts do go together like peas and carrots. That might be the dirtiest thing I've seen Jamie put in the chat. And I think that's encouraging that we have that kind of influence on her. So here we go. Jamie, one of us, gooble gobble. Big Rod says, love Psycho, but Night of the Living Dead was one I watched way too early in life, and it scared the hell out of me. Yeah, I prefer Night of the Living Dead over Psycho. It's just more my kind of movie. George Romero is quite possibly my favorite director out there. I mean, as far as horror goes, like, you know, the big legends of horror, of course I love John Carpenter, but something about Romero's zombie movies, they work for me as entertainment, and then they work for me on another level about, you know, with what they say about humanity, which I really dig. Yeah. Let's see here. Like a lamb and tuna fish. Yes, exactly. Haven't seen any horror movie that's in the 60s. Well, it's never too late. They're always going to be there. There you go. Erica's got a link to join the Discord. Don't be shy. We are 9 people away from reaching that 100 mark. It would be really cool. That's what I thought, that maybe Body Snatchers was the 50s. And then I was thinking, I'm like, but it looks so good. I was like, maybe it's 60s because it looks so good. But I love that original Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Kevin McCarthy is one, like his acting, I love it so much. He's really good in Invasion. And he plays RJ Fletcher in UHF, which is one of my favorite comedy movies of all time. And RJ Fletcher is one of the greatest villains of all time. I put him right up there with Clarence Boddicker from RoboCop and Darth Vader. So those are like my 3 my 3 horror movie villains that I just love so much. Darth Vader, Clarence Boddicker from RoboCop, and RJ Fletcher from UHF. It's fucking crazy, but I'm that kind of crazy. Yeah, no worries, Jamie. It's not for everyone. You know, I've had a couple people reach out and they're like, I just don't know. And I'm like, you know, it's okay. Like, if I didn't run a channel, maybe I wouldn't be on Discord either. But it's like, I like being connected with the community. And, you know, the cool thing, Jamie, is that you can, you know, you've got this space right here on YouTube. And we do a lot here on YouTube. So, you know, there's always a spot for everyone, really. And it's just a matter of, you know, what you want to participate in, and that's totally fine. Yeah, certainly not a requirement for sure. Let's see here. I just joined the Discord a week ago. I thumbs down the welcome message because I'm such a movie punk. Oh, it's amazing. Was Rosemary's Baby on there? Yes, it's right here. Yep, Rosemary's Baby, Night of the Living Dead, Carnival of Souls. I must be really far behind on the chat here. Well, yeah, and it's interesting because Jamie, we are going to do some of the members only stuff will be on there for watch parties. So, you know, I still see you up on the roster. So if you ever, you know, get it back, or if you just log in through a web browser or something, you still could join us if you wanted to, for sure. Okay, let me take a look here. Dean says I got to give Peeping Tom another go. Yeah, I really loved it. I don't know. Maybe it's rose-colored glasses. I don't know. I only watched it the one time. I want to revisit it as well. I saw that it was like there's a Criterion version, and I know Barnes & Noble had that sale. Totally missed out on that one. Eyes Without a Face is from the 60s also. Blood and Black Lace. Yes. And, you know, I've not seen Eyes Without a Face. It looks really creepy and really awesome. I want to see that movie so bad. I adore Blood and Black Lace. I love Mario Bava. Oh my god, I'll take all the Bava you got. Talk about fucking lighting. Oh my god, like Mario Bava's movies are, I don't know what, like, to me, a lot of people talk about like Argento and like how his style is like, you know, that Italian style, so influential and you know, emblematic of Italian horror. Dude, and maybe that people say this about Mario Bava, and I'm just like missing it, but I think Bava has got to be up there because I believe he was directing before Argento, which is like, whatever. That doesn't mean that he's like the only one that can be influential. I just mean from the color aspect of what Bava does in his early work. So like Black Sabbath and Blood and Black Lace, particularly those movies, the colors fucking unreal and just sucks me right in. Now, Blood and Black Lace is kind of cool. It's kind of like a little bit of a soap opera with a slasher element. Definitely giallo. In fact, Blood and Black Lace is credited as the first giallo film. And then you got something crazy like Twitch of the Death Nerve, Bay of Blood. Same movie, different titles. That doesn't have all that wild color, but very, oh my gosh, like so influential on what happened with American slashers from there on out. Those movies aren't on the poll, but thank you for bringing them up, Eli. I gotta watch Eyes Without a Face, but oh my god, if you haven't seen Blood and Black Lace, if you haven't seen like Bava's movies, just pick one. Just pick a Bava movie, watch it. Mario Bava's awesome. I think it's Lamberto Bava was his son, who also directs some really good shit, like Demons is really good. Let's see here. Shot by shot, I feel your struggle. Have to take time to go back and watch the classics of the past. I'm always doing the same. Well, the cool thing is you can just make a list for yourself, Shoddy, or anyone really, that it's like, hey, I want to make sure I watch this. And the next time you're thinking to yourself you want to watch a movie, just like, I'm going to go to my list and I'm going to pick one I've never watched. That's what I did during this last spooky season, and I watched like 30 movies I had never seen before. 30 horrors. So pretty wild stuff. If you love Peeping Tom, definitely check out Black Narcissus, which is co-directed by the same director and has a horror-esque climax. Okay. David, you should send me that in a DM or something like that. I will forget if I don't write. Carnival of Souls is great. Probably a good one to watch just a little. Yeah, it's I really dig Carnival of Souls. I did a watch party of that one about a year and a half ago, something like that. Yeah. Mike Flanagan is a master of his craft too, says a brim full of Asha. Welcome on in, Asha. Is it Asha? Is it Asha? We've been interacting so much in the comments section. Asha's been jumping in on the newer content. So one of a new member of the Death Squad here. So everybody welcome Asha to the Death Squad fam. Really, really good stuff in the comments section that he's been chiming in on. So it's awesome to have people, people joining the community is great. It's really cool when it's like, all right, I can throw down and have a chit chat with this person. Yeah, UHF is one of the greatest comedies of all time. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing, for real. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on from usually Criterion goes on sale for Black Friday too, and maybe that sale goes for like, the way they do Black Friday now. I know I'm not telling you guys anything new, but doesn't it seem like Black Friday lasts for like the last 2 weeks of November, or like the whole month? You just like go to Amazon and they're like, yeah, Black Friday sale. And it's like, it's just going to end when we run out of shit to sell you. Right. I guess that's one of the benefits of like online shopping in the modern world that we live in. Right. It's got its negative aspects, but not everything about the modern world is bad. Thank you so much for sharing that for Kilda Credits. Yeah, Keelan's got a channel over there, guys. I'll be joining him and Brett on Chills and Thrills watching Thanksgiving this weekend. Check out Keelan's channel. Give him a sub. I always say, just sub, watch some of the videos. If you're not digging it, you can always unsub, but just throw the sub. It's free. Okay, I will get on some Peeping Tom action. Yes, Black Sunday as well. Really likes the word black for some reason. I wonder if he wore black. Dez, you wear black, right? Dez, you've got a little bit of a, I mean, you can see a little bit of a goth kind of thing going on. Lovely, a lovely little goth thing going on. And yes, Erica is making sure that you guys are hitting that like button, because if you don't, let me just say you don't want to get on her bad side. That's all I'm gonna say. Let's see here, 50% off till mid-December. All right. Didn't think you were into Italian horror movies. You should do some Italian horror reviews. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying, like, I don't know every single one out there. There's a lot I haven't seen. And yeah, I mean, here's the thing. It's like, I don't care where you're from. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what's between your legs. I don't care what color your skin is or whatever. If you're making art, all I care about is it good? So it's like, it's more about like, I think when people, if someone like doesn't like, I don't like French films, like what? Like, I mean, there's gotta be good ones out there, right? So it's like, you're just going to say you don't like all of them? Like, that's crazy. Yeah. So it's like, I haven't seen every Italian movie. I'm sure there are bad Italian movies. There have to be, there are bad American movies, but yeah, man, I mean, art, it's all about whether or not it resonates with you, really. And yeah, I've seen a lot of really good Italian stuff. I mean, Lucio Fulci's movies, I like his films. The House by the Cemetery is really friggin' good. I love that movie. Just watched it recently for the first time and was pretty impressed with how, like, the feeling of dread that it had. The little kid Bob overdub was kind of silly, but everything else about the movie really worked for me. Yeah, I like Argento. I like Bava, both Bavas. I mean, you sent me those Demons movies, Eli, and I really like that. I still haven't seen the second one. I need to do both of those. Maybe I could start doing some reviews of stuff like that. Yeah. Eraserhead Criterion for Christmas, a little David Lynch action. Hell yeah. Okay, I'm going to close this poll. We're going to move on to the next one here. So I'm going to close. Oh my gosh, here we go, guys. 48 votes. I believe it's 48 votes. Pretty late here in the UK, says Asha, so I have to go, but just thought I'd pop in. Have a lovely stream, Davey. See you in the comments. Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate you. And hopefully I pronounced your name correctly. I was looking for confirmation in the chat, but I would imagine it's got to be Asha, right? Thank you so much, man. Have a great rest of your night. Okay, wow, close as fucking as you can get. What is the best horror movie of the 1960s? 49 votes, 51% Psycho, 49 Night of the Living Dead. You know what? I'm just going to call that even, really, between you guys. That's amazing. I thought Psycho was just going to crush it. Yeah. And Jamie, thank you so much for sharing the merch link. We still have merch in the shop. We got some good stuff, guys. I really dig what we're seeing from the merch. So feel free to check it out if you're looking for a little something. You know, mug, hat, shirt, apron. We've got a Leatherface apron. Kind of cool. Got a bra, nice padded bra. I'm just joking. That's just a Michael Scott quote from The Office. And holy cow, look at that. We got Pat That Halloween movie collector in the house. Where is he? There he is. What's happening, Pat? So great to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. And we got Eli dropping Pat's link. There it is. Yeah, guys, Pat's channel is really fun. He and Brett Patrick run that. So it's Brett, Patrick, and Patrick Ring. How about it? So 2 Patricks for the price of 1. And not even really for a price because it's YouTube. So there you go. No reason not to go over and subscribe. Okay, let's go ahead and move on over to our next one here. So we've talked about these 1960s films. Let's jump on over to the 70s. Yeah, Halloween's in here. This is the you know, I realized, oh my God, if I put a John Carpenter movie in a poll, it's gonna win by a friggin' landslide, pretty much. I mean, The Exorcist is pretty close here. We have more votes in this one than the last one. What, the last one was 252. This time around, we have 377. A little more engagement on the likes and the comments and all that stuff too. So this one definitely kind of hit you guys at a different level for sure. And I think these 4 movies are all pretty stellar here. I would say, I don't even think there's a weak spot. You guys know how I feel about religious possession movies. For whatever reason, they just don't hit me the way that like non-religious demonic movies, like demonic possession movies like Evil Dead and Demons and stuff like that, Night of the Demons, like Dead Alive, like shit like that. Although I guess Dead Alive is more zombies, but kind of feels like Evil Dead. Those movies just kind of, I just like them a little bit more. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the religious stuff just sort of like drags me into this, like I got nothing against religion or anything like that. And it's not like I'm so pro-religion that it offends my sensibilities. I just, for whatever reason, I kind of can't really even explain it. But The Exorcist is a beautifully made film. Great performances, awesome music, nothing to complain about. I think all of these movies are like 4 to 5 star movies. If I had to rank them, I'd say Halloween, Dawn of the Dead, Texas Chainsaw, Exorcist. If I had to rank these, Dawn of the Dead, of course, I'm a Romero guy, so you know he's one of my favorites. So I'm gonna, with all of these, for some of the folks that just dropped in recently, we're just going through these community polls that I put out on the channel. I was blown away by how much engagement there was, and 377 votes. We're gonna see even more as we go along, guys. We've got a handful more to go through, so I'm gonna try to be a little more economical with the time, but just wait until Thursday when we get to the Terrifier one, because there's almost like 900 votes on that Terrifier poll. Fucking crazy. But let me jump in and add a poll here for what is the best horror movie of the 70s. Come on computer. And it's gonna be between The Exorcist and Halloween. I think you guys are going to pick Halloween. I think the live audience, I'm going to say that it's going to be like 60-40 is my guess. So let's see what you guys say between Halloween and The Exorcist. Now, Halloween's already won the poll, you know, in the community tab by almost 10% here. Let's see what you guys say on the live side of things. And then I'm curious to know what you guys are saying here just in general. Chester Franklin Jr.'s, yeah. I know you're giving the Halloween love, Chester. I've been seeing the comments too, Chester. So I see the on all the thing content and art, that when the thing is in a poll and everything like that, Chester's jumping in. Yeah. Amityville's a really good possession movie too, and not like they bring in a religious element, but I would say it's more, it's kind of like an agnostic sort of possession movie. It's really good. A lot more Evil Dead 2 than I thought it would be as far as the makeup goes and stuff like that. And it's before Evil Dead 2, right? Probably 85. I don't know. When was Amityville 2? Early 80s? Man, all the bladders and stuff that they put like under the skin to make it look like the skin is bubbling in Amityville 2 is really, really good shit. Keeping the 1970s in mind, I think The Exorcist hit harder with the general public. Yeah, it's like I said, when I put together these polls, I was like, I want something that's mainstream, something that's kind of pop horror. I want some of the grimy, dirty stuff. So that's like Texas Chainsaw and Dawn of the Dead. Halloween is, kind of mainstream as well, but it was an independent film. We think of Halloween as mainstream now. I don't think it really was then. I think it sort of popped off and caught fire, but it wasn't made by a major studio the way that like The Exorcist was. But yeah, I mean, of course, and then Jay Beach, welcome on in. I don't even know. I think I said hello before, but maybe I just like breezed right by it. But thank you for dropping into the comments and or into the live chat and giving us your thoughts here. I definitely do that when I watch a movie that's from a different era. I try to just put myself in that mindset, so I don't watch Night of the Living Dead or Psycho and think to myself, why isn't this look like a movie from 2025? Like weapons look so much better. Like it's just there's no point in like comparing the two things. So I always try to like put myself in that mindset. And yeah, there's some really shocking shit in The Exorcist. If they put that stuff in a movie now, people would freak the fuck out. The stuff that she says and does in that movie, people wouldn't like it. I think people would have maybe in a weird way, maybe people would have a tougher time with it now, because it seems like people are way more, I don't know if people are more sensitive in general, but they love to clutch their pearls about the weirdest shit now. Chester says the cast of Halloween was great. The Carpenter score perfect. Definitely his best score. Ooh, I think it's his most iconic score for sure, Chester. I think, that's a good question. What do you guys think? What is the best Carpenter score? Is it Halloween? Is it The Fog? I think The Fog's a really good score. Or is it something like Christine? I think Christine might be my favorite of his scores. And then, I mean, Escape from New York, Big Trouble in Little China, like there's a lot of really good John Carpenter. That's the thing. That's even tougher, I think, is deciding what's the better John Carpenter score than his movies. That's wild. Yeah. Halloween or The Thing are my two 70s bangers. So Big Rob, The Thing is 1982. So there you go. You don't even, those two things don't have to, they don't have to butt heads, so to speak. So how about that? Haven't seen Dawn of the Dead, but TCM just hits for me. It's really good. Yeah, it makes me feel dirty, like I need a shower after I watch TCM. I love it. It's so good. And dude, Dawn of the Dead, yeah. Man, that was like the first time I realized, like, oh my God, a movie can really make me care about these characters, because when shit goes down in Dawn of the Dead, with certain characters, you've spent like an hour to an hour and a half with them, and then stuff starts to go sideways. It was breaking, like it broke my little 16-year-old heart. I was like, I can't believe this is happening. I've fallen in love with these characters over the last hour to hour and a half, and it's almost a 2-hour movie. And I'm like, they're just killing me here. And it just made me realize, and just like Night of the Living Dead brought a certain amount of realization to me that, wow, horror could be this good in black and white back in 1968. And zombies can like say so much about the way we are as a people. It just kind of blew me away. And then watching Dawn of the Dead, I was like, wait, you can like really care about characters in a movie, and you can like sit and spend time with these characters and feel like you're getting to know them. Just really, really cool, incredible stuff. Especially to do that within a contained story. Nowadays you see it in book franchises like Harry Potter, and then those turn into movies, and you feel like kids grow up with those characters, and they also do it with TV shows now. But to do it in a movie, here's 2 hours, and George Romero is going to get you to care about everyone. That's some really powerful stuff. You know, a little bit of a slow burn, but I don't know. I think it's also just like kind of a product of the 70s. Like a lot of people say Halloween is slow, and I don't know. Like if it is, I don't care because I like it. Like being slow for me is not a reason to like not like the movie. Is it slow and boring, or is it just like slow and deliberate? And that's there was like an actual, you know, there were decisions and choices being made to fit the story that they're trying to tell. You know, TCM has one of the best all time for me, and Joe Bob Briggs. Yes. Yeah, Joe Bob is he loves that old grimy shit, huh? Remember, folks, this is the best, not favorite. The Exorcist is a better movie than any of the other. Yeah, what I mean best is can still be subjective, for sure. So, you know, you could, yeah, I didn't put like technically best or anything like that, but it's still an opinion for sure. I'll admit I haven't seen The Exorcist. Definitely one you got to put on the list. You just made the list. Holy cow, a brimful of Asha became a YouTube channel member. Thank you so much, Asha. Really appreciate you. I know I'm behind on this one. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you. And yeah, we had a fun little, you know, members only live stream last night. It was the first one in 2 months. I've been really bad to the channel members, but now that we're out of spooky season and things are kind of slowing down a little bit, we should be getting more exclusive content for you guys. Halloween 78's a no-brainer as far as I'm concerned. Best horror movie, period. There you go. There you go. Shit, that's a hard pull. Not for me. And I love shit, that's a hard pull. That's what she said. But are there deep nuts with the hard pull or what, Eli? What's going on? I don't like religion horror films, and I don't like The Exorcist. You know, I liked Immaculate, was pretty cool. I liked the very first Omen movie, the movie called The Omen. And then I thought The First Omen was okay. Not as good as Immaculate, but good. It was fine. It was fine for what it is. There you go. Leanna said it even before I got to it. How are you doing? We got Miss Leanna Bevy Rage in the house, one of our great channel members and Death Squad mods. And just a lovely, lovely woman. Inside and outside, of course, Leanna. Look at her. She's feeding Michael some beer. So she's taking care of, you know, the people that really need taking care of, you know, the little people, the quiet people like Michael Myers. He's sitting there hiding behind that hedge, you know, hiding behind the sheets, getting dried and the, you know, off the clothesline. And Leanna's like, come here, Michael. I got a beer for you. Or actually, she's probably like, go get me a beer. Right? Little PJ Souls action there. Exorcist is good. The beginning drags a bit, but Halloween is my favorite. Really, Pat? I had no idea. Oh, I love it. I love it. The Exorcist is a brilliant horror film, but I've only watched it once. I think I've seen it like 2 or 3 times. Yeah, I need to watch it again. It's been a while. It's been a while. The Exorcist is definitely a better movie. Yeah, maybe technically so. I guess if the subject matter doesn't interest you as much, though. So that's the thing too, Aaron. It's like, so when you say best horror movie, you're like, well, if you're not interested in religious possession movies, which I'm not very much interested in that, but I love slashers. You know, probably my favorite subgenre of horror. I really like slashers. I like haunted house movies and stuff. Like slow burn haunting movies are fun too. But yeah, I mean, I think when you look, like, yeah, technically. It's a cleaner movie. It's more pop. It's more mainstream. It's absolutely like all of those things. You know, it probably had triple the budget of Halloween. Maybe even, I don't know. Halloween cost like $300,000, right? The Exorcist probably cost like $3 million to make it. I'm totally guessing, but for that time, I'm like, maybe that's what that cost, you know? Let's see here. A poll on my favorite 2 horrors of all time. I know, Battle of the Network Stars. I read the Exorcist novel this year, says Destiny. So good. Yeah, I've never read any of those. Reading puts me to sleep, which maybe I should read. Help me get a better night's sleep rather than scrolling. I'm very alone on my Exorcist hill. At least it's comfy. I don't think you are. Wait, you love it, right? I don't think you are. No, it seems like a lot of people. Yeah, there we go. I voted Exorcist too. Aaron said the same thing. You know, Aaron said, you know, definitively better movie. Halloween has to take the cake. I'm guessing it's going to be, yeah. You should do best cult horror. of the 1970s. For me, Alice, Sweet Alice, that is a really good movie. Yeah, Alice, Sweet Alice is really good. That's a very unsettling mask in that film, man. Only seen that one once, Pat, but I really did enjoy it. Yeah. Unstoppable has entered the chat with the thing head. He's got the Kurt Russell Eskimo, parka with the beam coming out. How's it going, Unstoppable? The novel is so much darker, Destiny? Ooh, we got the Canadian dropping the A. I love it. I love to see it. You just love to see it. Leanna! Yep, there you go. Everyone wants to say hi to Leanna. I love it. Jason Carpenter says, Exorcist is great, slow burn, but the creepy atmosphere and it shaking up the religious community when it came out was a pretty damn big deal. I respect it, just prefer Myers. Well, you should, Jason Carpenter, since your grandpa John directed it. I'm just, talking out of my ass there. No big deal. Yeah, I guess, it must have pissed off a bunch of religious types. It's funny, if you did a movie like The Exorcist now, it would piss off the totally opposite side of the spectrum for just some of the language. You can't say that in a movie. Yes, you can. Freedom of speech exists. Fuck off. That's the Davey Deathray. That's my, what did Jerry Springer call it? The closing thoughts or whatever he would call it. I think sensitivity became subscribed in the early 2000s or something. There was a cultural shift at some point with pearl clutching for sure. Dean. Yeah, there was a very big cultural shift because when I was in high school, it was a lot different. And that was only 30 years ago. Village of the Damned has a great score. I've yet to see that Carpenter film. Yeah. Christine in the Fog, but I'd still give it to Halloween. Halloween most iconic. I guess it's just like, I love the Christine sound. Like, to me, the Christine soundtrack really elevates that film. And it's not like the Halloween soundtrack doesn't elevate the film, but I love Halloween so much. It's not like it needed a perfect score. It has a perfect score, but it's a great movie, even if the music were a little Whereas I think something like Stephen King, Christine, like these Stephen King movies, they kind of need all the help they can get. Because I think Stephen King is like good. He's like a B- kind of writer, and then when his movies when his stories get adapted into movies, it's up to the filmmaker to really take it the rest of the way. There you go. Best score is yes. Halloween 3, says Eli. Oh, there we go. Oh, prescribed, prescribed. There you go. Some idiot in Portland once that I worked with was like, people aren't more sensitive now. They just feel more comfortable talking about it. And I'm like, that sounds like some sensitive bullshit talk, buddy. Oh my God, these movies are so good. I love them all equally. It's like picking out a cute kitten out of a bunch to take home. I went with Halloween in the end. Yeah. And that's what you got to do. You can take all the kittens home, but if you just had to take one, it's nature versus nurture. You're going to be okay. Speaking of which, let me see here. Holy cow, we reached our super chat goal. Guys, I'm going to get to all of that. Oh my God, I'm ending the poll right now because this is massive. Oh shit, I said 60-40? Oh, I was way off. 39 votes, Samsonite. I was way off. Swimmy, Swammy, Swanson. 39 votes. 85% Halloween, 15% The Exorcist. Wow. So now I know what Ray's talking about. Now I know what you're talking about, dying on the hill. But you weren't alone. You were just like, yeah, maybe there are like 4 other people other than you that voted on that one. Halloween 2 score by Carpenter and Howarth. Yeah, that's a really good one too. Yeah. Let's see here. Big Rod, my brother from another mother. We got Nanette's Blood Rose Horror Nightmare. One of our great channel members. How you doing, Nanette? Good to see you. I still need to see Prince of Darkness. That's another one I haven't seen. You just made the list. Got to put that one on there as well. Okay, let me catch up with super chats. Then I'm gonna just like kind of fast forward. We're gonna keep things moving. I could go through all of your guys' chats because I love you all so much. But just to make sure we move along with the time, we'll keep on cruising. So let's see here. Yeah, Brimful of Asha became a channel member. That's amazing. Pat, that Halloween movie collector, dropping a 10 spot. Pat, thank you so much, brother. Says, I missed your 2,000 subscriber stream. Wanted to wish my friend congratulations on 2,000 subs. Well deserved. Thank you. Thank you so very much, Pat. I really do appreciate that, man. I was hoping we'd be able to reach it, in October, and I'd have to do that embarrassing stream, but it all worked out. And here's what's crazy, guys. Just so far in the 18 days of November, the channel has grown more than it did all of October. So I thought October was going to be a big growth month for the channel, and it was to a degree, but we've already outdone that in November. And I'm giving credit to you guys for, showing up to the live streams, liking the streams, dropping that hype button, which I think is free, right? You just earn hype as you watch more videos. So it kind of turns YouTube into a little bit of a game for the audience. And yeah, just sharing the channel out there. It's just been amazing. I'll take the little sliver of credit just for trying something new, and it happened to work. But it's all the rest of it is you guys. Like, without you guys, it's nothing. It's just me talking at a computer. It would be even sadder than it already is, quite frankly. Really appreciate you, Pat. Thank you so much. I love you, brother. Thank you for the 10, man. And here's to the next. Saucy Jack became a YouTube member. Holy cow, you are amazing. Thank you so much, Saucy Jack. Really appreciate you, man. I love having names to add to the cards. And right now, I think we only have 3 membership cards, but next time we're gonna have 4. So how about that? Really, really cool. Hollywood Lido drops a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Lido. Says Frost watch party achieved. Achievement unlocked. But also going to request we watch the holiday slasher I played the villain in. Well, we can definitely do that, Lido. Hell yeah. I don't know, are you over on the Discord? If so, I don't know if I've seen you chime in a while, but I also don't have it like completely memorized who's popping in and out of the Discord. But yeah, if we can watch it here on YouTube, if it's one of those things where the stream won't get booted, we can do it on YouTube. So I don't know if you have that information, or who I could get a hold of to get permission to do that. Sometimes YouTube would freak out anyways. But if even if we can't watch it over here, yeah, we could totally watch that over on on YouTube or on Discord. That'd be fucking great, man. Hell yeah. So there you go, guys. Jack Frost time. So we are gonna plan that out. I'll get together with Erica. We'll find a good time that both of us can be there. And just a good, it'll probably be like a Friday or Saturday night. That way we can go a little bit later. And folks, even on the East Coast and all that, we just won't have people needing to wake up for for school or work the next day or anything. And thank you, Brooke, for the $4.99. Thank you so much. Really do appreciate you. Look at how cute Brooke is, guys. Can you believe that Brooke is a grandma? I don't. Way too cute. Way too young. Look at that. Look at that. And we got Jason Carpenter becoming a channel member as well. Holy cow. Is it because it's because I said John Carpenter was your grandpa? Is that why? All right. All right. There we go. Thank you so much, Jason. Really appreciate you. You are awesome, my guy. Holy cow. The support is so incredible, you guys. It's showing up for the streams and watching the videos and hitting the like button, just all that kind of stuff is amazing, and it's enough, but for those of you that are in a spot where you want to go above and beyond and go that extra mile, it is humbling, and I don't even know what else to say about it. It's just it feels really special to to know that we connect like this as a community. I've tried for so much of my life, playing music and writing music, and that's what I wanted my life to be, was to be a professional musician, and it didn't work out. And when you're in that creative world and you want something to pop, and you just want to connect so bad because you connected with other people's music, and you want to be on the other side of that, and you want that to keep on going, and you want to share that with people. And there's this X factor thing, and it's just, entertainment is really tough. It's kind of like sports. Like, just because you're good doesn't mean you're great, and just because you're great doesn't mean you're exceptional. And really, just the exceptional people in sports and arts and entertainment really find themselves like popping that bubble, so. And I'm not saying that that's what's happened here on YouTube, but I do feel like this is the connection that I've been searching for since I was like 10 or 11 years old. So it's very special to me. I don't take any of it for granted. I want things to get better and more engaging for you guys. And I want us to grow together. I really do. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to our next decade, which is the 1980s. And geez, crow, guys. The Thing. I could put The Thing against Citizen Kane, 2001: A Space Odyssey, The Godfather, and I know that you guys would pick The Thing. I mean, even like, look at that. The Shining couldn't even beat A Nightmare on Elm Street. That's incredible. That's incredible that some people would say, a lot of people would say, you walk up to a normie and you're like, what are the best horror movies of all time? And a lot of people are going to be like, The Exorcist, The Shining, and I guess I don't know what the third movie they would say. I don't know. Is there one a little more modern that people would think of? I'm not even sure. But people would think of those movies, that Psycho, Exorcist, Psycho, and The Shining. And then here it is, The Shining, just 19%. Just 19%. And I honestly enjoy The Fly more than I enjoy The Shining. With Kubrick, the things that I 2001 is my favorite Kubrick movie. I don't think The Shining's bad, don't get me wrong. It's just like there's certain things about it I really like. I just don't find myself going to it very often. Does that make sense? I know I'm kind of a weirdo when it comes to some of these like classic, horror movies that people are like, oh, it's the best or it's one of the best. I'm just sort of like, I like The Thing a lot more, like a lot. It's not even close. I mean, I would say The Thing is arguably the greatest horror film of all time. Like, I like Halloween more. The Thing is probably a better movie, like, kind of like what you were saying, Aaron, like, Halloween might be my favorite. The Thing is better. It's like, it's a technical achievement. It's a marvel what they did. And yes, it was filmed in my hometown of Juneau, Alaska. That has nothing to do with it. I promise. But let me go ahead and get this poll going, and then I'm going to jump into the chat and see what you guys are saying. So this one's going to be between The Thing and A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm guessing this is going to be pretty lopsided as well, because I know you people. And you people, you're John Carpenter people. That's what I know. What is the best horror movie of the 80s? Hey, remember the 80s? Speaking of the 80s, I just finished Stranger Things season 3 for the very first time. Really good. Really damn good. Yeah, I shouldn't have given up after the first 2 seasons, even though the second season really sucked, but I liked the first season. Yeah, I'm going to start season 4, and then I'm going to review both of those before covering season 5. Just a little aside for you guys. Okay. I can't type and talk at the same time for whatever reason. I'm just not that kind of guy. So here we go. What's the best horror movie of the 1980s? The Thing or A Nightmare on Elm Street? Let's see what you guys got. Don't tell me that Hollywood Lido is going to be the only person voting for A Nightmare on Elm Street. I know there's going to be another person there voting for it. I would imagine. Yeah. I don't care much for The Fly. Interesting. I really love it. I don't know what it is. It's like it's like a Greek tragedy. It's almost like Hunchback of Notre Dame kind of thing. I love, obviously Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis have amazing chemistry. I believe this is the movie where they met, and they were married for a time. I think they were married, and they have great chemistry here. Jeff Goldblum is really well cast. I believe it was Michael Keaton that was originally supposed to play the role, and it just didn't work out. But man, the body horror, like Cronenberg and body horror, fuck, brutal. Practical effects, amazing in The Fly. I really dig The Fly. But I mean, I think The Thing is better. But with the 80s is amazing for The Thing, The Fly, and The Blob. Man, 3 of the best horror remakes ever. No Friday on the list. Yeah, no Friday on the list. I mean, I curated, I asked, like, I mean, I would have put, like, Jason Lives, right? And, Jason Lives probably would have beat out A Nightmare on Elm Street. I'm not going to lie. I would imagine The Shining would have less votes and A Nightmare on Elm Street would have less votes if Jason Lives were on there. But I was like, man, that's really me putting my finger on the scale. So I, like I said, I asked Copilot, but I also looked at lists, and The Fly was one of the top 10. Those slasher movies, You know, in the minds of most people, those slasher movies, especially the sequels, don't even, you know, don't even scratch the surface of these lists. Even remember the Rotten Tomatoes thing, Jay Beach? They had top 200 horror films of all time, and none of the Friday the 13th sequels were on there. I don't even know if Friday the 13th was on there. It might have not been on there. Thank you so much, Eli. Really appreciate you. Yeah, guys, we have 44 people watching. That's incredible. I need to do later streams, don't I, guys? Because sometimes I go live at like 4 my time, which would be like 6 or 7 East Coast, depending on you know, daylight savings and all that. But man, unless I've got somebody on the channel that's bringing in people that normally wouldn't be here, very rare to break 40. So thank you guys so much for kicking it with me here. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. We do this all the time. Got a great community. They're much cooler than I am, so they're the reason to stick around. Let's see here. Are you heading out there, Eli? Did I miss something? Oh, you got to head out. Thank you so much for kicking it with us, bud. Really appreciate you. Love you, brother. Have a great rest of your night, man. And Billy Judd, welcome on in. Welcome on in. Hope you are doing well. We make the most of the time we have together and cherish the memories. Keep your head up and stay strong, friend. So I must have missed a little something here. Let's see here. I'm just trying to catch up, make sure I didn't miss anything big. But that's good advice regardless. That's good advice to everybody. Yeah. Let's see here. Glad you like season 3, Davey. Yeah, it was really good. Maybe the best one so far. Maybe. You know what's funny? I thought, just really quick, guys. The Mind Flayer looks exactly like Sadler from Resident Evil 4. I couldn't unsee it. I'm like, oh my god, it's Sadler from Resident Evil 4. I love Resident Evil 4. Yet another thing in Stranger Things that is derivative, although I don't think it was done with that purpose. I think that's just, you know, how many different kind of wild monsters can you create, you know? OG Nightmare on Elm Street rocks. The sequel is abysmal. Dream Warriors got it back on track. I'm kind of right there with you, Jason. When I was younger, I really liked Freddy's Dead. I recently revisited these movies. I've watched them, the whole franchise, a couple times within the last couple years. And yeah, Freddy's Dead falls hard on my rankings. The lore in A Nightmare on Elm Street that's what's abysmal about this franchise. The lore is dreadful. There is like zero consistency. It's a fucking mess. I would say, especially if you watch them all through within like a few days, you realize like, man, this franchise has problems, big time problems. Let's see. I loved Robin. Oh yeah, little Maya Hawke. She's so cute. I love her little scratchy voice. Yeah, she's very charming. I don't think I had ever seen her in anything other than that. She's really good. Yeah, I don't have any complaints really on the acting side of everything. Yeah. Season 3 was, and I'm going to say it like Dave from Halloween 2018, sick. It's like my favorite line from Halloween 2018. Oh, there you go. Des voted for A Nightmare on Elm Street over The Thing. Do I even know you? I'm just joking. I'm just joking. We only hung out once. So it's not like I'm not going to say I really know you. Now I know more about you. I know you prefer A Nightmare on Elm Street over The Thing. So we can still be friends. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I've heard season 4 is really good too. I'm looking forward to catching up. I really am. And I'm going to do a review of each season. It's not going to be each episode. It'll just be a review on season 3 and then a review on season 4. And then with the horror show people, I'll be doing reviews of each episode of season 5. Okay, so let's see here. I'm going to check in on the poll really quick here, guys. Very interesting. Okay, so this is going the opposite way than I thought it would. 30 some votes. The YouTube, it keeps on changing the amount of votes. 58-42 so far with 36 votes in. All right, for A Nightmare on Elm Street. I am color me surprised, guys. If I had a nickel for every time Destiny Faulkner talked about Eddie Munson, I'd be a rich man. Let's see here. I think the best season of Stranger Things is 4. I also think season 3 is up there. Cool. Heck yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry you're feeling sick, Jamie. I hope you get a good night's rest, and I hope you wake up tomorrow feeling so much better. Thank you for kicking it with us, even though you weren't feeling so hot. we'll see you next time around. All right, let's see what else we got going on in here. The first 3 Friday the 13th movies are horrible. I love Liv's New Blood Manhattan and Goes to Hell way more interesting. Jason, I would love to see your overall ranking would be interesting. I have a Friday the 13th ranking video. I don't know if you have already, but you can drop your ranking in the comments. I really like part 2 is one of my favorites. I think it's in my top 3. Part 2. I really dig it. I don't know what it is. Jason just feels kind of real. I know, Erica, but look at the audience we're getting is incredible. And I get it. Like if you have to, I understand you've got work in the morning and everything, and it's just 8 p.m. for me, so it's not so bad for me for sure. Oh no, I hate choosing between A Nightmare on Elm Street and The Thing. I'm a total nutcase for Nightmare, and I love it. I agree The Thing is one of the best horror movies of all time. Yeah. What's just best to you, So it's like, guys this is just for fun, right? We're not closing the door on anything. We can talk about these movies another time. Let's see here. I don't know if I can put my biases aside. And that's the lovely thing about this community is you don't have to worry about that. Yeah, you just go with what your heart tells you, Let's see here. I wish we could just switch to spring forward and just leave it. Yeah, it's nice to not switch, but then you have to keep track because everyone else switches. So you still have to pay attention to it. Kind of weird. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Right? Let's see here. I don't know about that regarding the lore. I feel it all holds together fairly well and is expanded upon nicely as it goes. The problem is when it gets to Freddy's Dead. That film fucked it all up. Yeah, there's just like when can the lore stuff that I'm talking about, Lido, is like how Freddy can affect people when they're asleep versus when they're awake. Part 2 gets really confused, and then even moving on from there, it's like what's like people, are they aware that they're dreaming? Are they not aware that they're dreaming? There's a whole bunch of weird confusion in these movies, especially I would say like 3, 4, and 5. I think get a little bit off the rails. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that, Des. I saw that. How does Braden feel about your love for Eddie Munson? No, I'm just joking. He seems like he's got to be a pretty confident guy. Eddie, my sweet child, OMG, you girls. And you know what, Des? You know what it makes me think of? The whole Eddie Munson stuff is, I think at one point I was like talking about Fantastic Four, and you're like, oh my God, Eddie Munson's in that. And I'm like, who's Eddie Munson? Like, I had no idea because I hadn't seen the show. So I saw I had no idea that this guy was in Stranger Things when I'm sitting there watching Fantastic Four. My favorite line from Halloween 2018 is the peanut butter joke from Ray. That had to have been Danny McBride who wrote that dialogue. Sure, yeah, I would imagine so. I would imagine. Let's see what else we got here. Eddie was the best. Eddie, my boyfriend, Munson. Wow, the girls are really, really digging it. Really digging the Munson. Billy Judd with the spoilers. Thank you so much, Billy. I'm just fucking with you. How dare you spoil something that came out like 4 or 5 years ago? Eddie and Joseph Quinn deserve all the hype. You know what else deserves all the hype? The Davey Deathray channel. Check out a video and hype that video. Let's see here. Let me just catch up with you guys. Usually I'm not up this late, but I don't open tomorrow, so I am happy. Well, hell yeah, Des. And yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be going live at 3 p.m. Eastern. So 9 p.m. or 8 p.m. out in the UK. And that should be fun. We're going to do a late night with the Davey before dark because I'll be on Killjoy Jake's channel tomorrow talking about Scream 7 and all of our theories. Should be very, very good. Should be very, very good. In fact, I should share that link, shouldn't I? We got Dell on movies jumping on in. What's happening, Dell? So great to see ya. So great to see ya. You're all my children now. Oh my goodness. I downloaded BritBox for Joseph Quinn. Oh, is he British? No idea. No idea. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into this poll and close this one out and move on to the next 40 votes. Wow, A Nightmare on Elm Street's winning this one. Kind of blown away here, guys. 40 votes. A Nightmare on Elm Street wins with 57%. The Thing loses with 43%. Erica, do you have the link handy that you could drop in the chat? I see that you put there that, yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern, right? Let's see here. There we go. Let me go ahead and bring up the next one. For the 90s, what is the best horror movie of the 90s? Let me get that poll going up, and then I'll jump back on over here and chat with you guys. What is the best horror movie of the 90s? I'm guessing Scream's going to win this one. Oh, you did post it. Okay, I just must have missed it there. Silence of... Dude, what's going on with my keyboard? Come on, keyboard. Whoa, what are you doing? Sometimes it acts a little, you know what I mean? So Silence of the Lambs and Scream. That's the 50-50 that we're doing here for the 90s. Now, you know, when I was researching which movies to pick and everything, there were a couple more that were in the running. I went with the original Ring, the Japanese Ring, because I was like, you know what? I do want some foreign love in here. There's another one of these that's got a foreign film in it that's, you know, a lot of people bring up as one of the best horror movies of that time. Oh, well, Erica, I look at chat through the StreamYard, so it gives me, I just might be behind on the chat, or I scrolled past it and missed it. So in StreamYard, I see every chat that comes through. Yeah. I only see the YouTube chats when I go take a look at the polls and all that stuff. And then, yeah, guys, so Ring, I think Ring is fucking awesome. Like, I think it's amazing. Really, really scary. Candyman, super sexy. Virginia Madsen, Tony Todd, just awesome chemistry there. Really bright movie. Little sterile, kind of 90s sterile look and everything like that. But Candyman is just, I'm kind of blown away that Candyman only got 6%, because I see a lot of people talking about that movie, and I saw it on a lot of lists. And I do think it's very, you know, it certainly belongs in this group of 4 here. And, you know, Silence of the Lambs, Best Picture winner. Well, I guess it's The Silence of the Lambs. Sorry, I cut out the. So sue me. You know, Best Picture winner. I think the first Best Picture winner we've had here, right? Yeah, because Exorcist didn't win Best Picture, neither did Psycho, and of course The Shining didn't. So, yeah, what, Jonathan Demme did that one, I believe, directed The Silence of the Lambs. Good stuff. You know, I think you could say it's more thriller than horror, but it's got, you know, it fits horror for sure. And Scream, I guess I'm no surprise to me, 222 votes. Oh shit, I didn't even look at, so with these 233 with the 80s, 222 votes here on the 1990s, and Scream is friggin' killing it with 61%. And guys, so another thing I forgot to even mention, YouTube doesn't allow me to close these polls out. So if you haven't voted yet, you can always jump on over to the community tab and cast your vote. And then, you know, these polls will just be open seemingly till the end of time. Pick Silence of the Lambs. There you go. It does. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I like all these movies, but Scream is the best. I'd probably, I think I'd pick Scream as well. For sure. Drop the, it's cleaner. It is cleaner, you know? Leanna says, I enjoy Scream, but Silence of the Lambs is a horror thriller that was so damn good. Yeah, it is really good. I don't think they reached those heights ever again. Like, I thought Hannibal was, like, Hannibal delivered more on the gore and the effects and stuff, but I didn't find it very interesting. And all that stuff with Ray Liotta at the end was bizarre and, like, funny in a way that didn't fit the tone of the movie. Yeah. I love Bolt, but I prefer Ghostface. Me too. Yeah. Scream, Silence. Bolt are whodunits with horror elements. They were good for getting people into horror. Yeah. Horror light. Yeah. I mean, I would say, especially with Silence of the Lambs, anytime something's mainstream, and I think Silence of the Lambs is much more mainstream because it's a Best Picture winner. Just to get nominated is kind of wild too, you know? But yeah, Scream is certainly pop in its own way. Going to the end of time. I'd pick both Scream and Candyman over Silence of the Lambs. There you go. Dell on Movie says Scream is my all-time favorite horror flick, but you can't go wrong with Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. I mean, that's why they're the leaders here in the poll, right? You just, And that's the fun thing about, you know, bringing the coin flip to you guys, you know, bringing the 50-50. Was that your final answer? We got the flip from another world jumping on in. One of our great channel members. How you doing, Kyle Curtis? Welcome, welcome. If you think Silence of the Lambs is when Larry walks out of the barn. Larry walks out of the barn. I must be missing something, Jigsaw. If you think Silence of the Lambs is when Larry walks out of the barn. What am I missing there? I feel like such a dummy. Don't I look like a horse's patoot? Fun fact, Jonathan Demme directed New Order's music video for The Perfect Kiss. I did not know that. Yeah, I know that he directed, I mean, he did a whole bunch of stuff, right? But he did that Manchurian Candidate remake. I remember really digging that one as well. I had no idea he did a New Order music video. New Order's great. We got Leanna Bevy Rage in the house. I know she's a huge New Order fan. I'm probably in the minority here, says Frankie D. As much as I love Scream, I went with Silence of the Lambs that grips me when viewing. Scream is much more fun, though. Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah, I think you can say, look, Silence of the Lambs is the better movie. It's a Best Picture winner. I just like Scream more. You know, I like it better. Totally fair. Yeah, guys, make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. Holy cow, 38 people. We've been going for about an hour and a half. I know it's relatively late, and you guys are amazing. Showing up, showing out. You guys are what makes the channel keep on moving, man. And then there, we got the Discord, totally free. We hang out, we share memes, we share GIFs, we talk shit. Fun shit, you know, not like, we don't talk bad about people. It's just like having fun. And we have watch parties and all that kind of shit. I even shared a picture. Oh my gosh, should I load up the picture of me when I was, I'm going to do that here. A picture of me from when I was a quarterback in my younger years. Let me find it here. It's fucking hilarious. I thought about it the other day because I was like, oh my God, I was the first Broncos quarterback that wore the number 10 and was an all-star, technically. Although I didn't play for like the Denver Broncos, but the team was called the Broncos. I can't find it. I can't find it. Maybe I just did. There we go. Oh my God, this is hilarious. I know this is totally self-indulgent, guys. Just give me a sec. Just give me a second. We're just gonna have a quick laugh at this, and it'll be very quick, I promise. This is the kind of stuff you can get over on Discord. Here you go. Boom, look at that. Little Davey Deathray, 13 years old. My 8th grade, 12 or 13. I was the only quarterback that year in the JYFL, which is the Juneau Youth Football League. I was the only quarterback that season that threw a touchdown pass. So there you go. Those are my glory days. And then back to the task at hand. Here we go. Okay, Anthony Hopkins delivers a phenomenal performance as Hannibal. He sure does. He's really good, and even in Hannibal, he's good. I just didn't like the movie as much. Davey, you should have done a poll for our favorite scary movie. You know what? It's coming. It is coming. Are you in my head, Ray? Get out of my head, Ray. Yeah, no, it's coming for sure. I'm still like trickling them out. I've got one just, you know, made specifically for Erica that just popped up before the stream, which is what's the best Hellraiser sequel / remake? What is it? What is it? And Erica, Hellraiser 3, might want to check that one out. Might want to check it out. Silence of the Lambs all the way. For me, it's pretty much a masterpiece. It's really, really good. Yeah. Scream was a slapstick slasher whose premise involved making fun of its own genre tropes. Silence isn't even in the same league and was much more riveting to me, says Grumpy Gorehound, one of our great channel members. Thank you so much, Grumpy, for being a channel member, and welcome on into the chat. Yeah, they're very different kinds of movies. In fact, I would say all of these four are very different, right? You've got like walking sim horror in The Ring. You know, Scream is a parody / reinvention of slashers. Candyman is like a folklore, like folklore horror. And then Silence of the Lambs is, you know, thriller, cop drama horror. Very, very different movies. And that's what's fun about, like, I was saying, Grumpy, a little bit earlier here on the stream, what's been really cool about seeing the results come in for these polls and seeing them change over time is I'm just getting to know you guys more. You know, I'm getting more insight on what you guys really love and what you prefer. And yeah, Scream was 61% here out of how many votes was it? 222. That's pretty overwhelming. I'm gonna check the live chat or the live poll and see what we got. Wow, 32 votes. Scream is winning 62% to 38%. I'm gonna go ahead and call it there. And jump on back over. Silence of the Lambs is elevated horror before elevated horror was elevated horror. Drink for every time I said elevated horror. Davey, I'm blaming you to my boss for being late tomorrow. Okay, you could do that. Be like, it's this guy Davey. He's, first off, incredibly handsome, like at least a 7, and his voice is like a 12. So a whole bunch of squishy stuff going on, and I just couldn't pull myself away from the chat. What can you do, boss man? I don't know. Here's the Discord. You can hop on in. You can tell him that he's being a total biatch, and then, but make sure after you do that, you go over to his YouTube and you hype his latest video and hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I've been like when I hang out with people in real life, I'm so tempted to be like, hey, if you've enjoyed this hangout, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. That would be awesome to do that in real life. Yep, blame it on me. You guys ever heard that song, Blame It on Kane by Elvis Costello? Fucking awesome song. I hope the power goes out for you again, Erica. Well, and then you don't have to go to work. It would be great. It would be great. Oh, it'd be great. Slapstick slasher. Wow. It is slapsticky, you know. Well, yeah, not okay. Evil Dead 2 is slapstick or splatstick. Some of the I get what he's saying. Grumpy, I'm going to speak for you. I'm going to ask you, are you talking about just the way that like the over-the-top nature in how Ghostface gets like smacked around and flails his arms while falling all over the place? I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah, has a couple cool moments as far as gore goes, but oof, not good. And nothing against what's her face, what's her name, the redheaded actress. Why can't I think of her name? This just happens when you go live. You have weird brain farts. Julianne Moore. She's not nearly as good as Jodie Foster as an actress. Like, she's never been fucking close. Like, I think the best Julianne Moore performance is The Big Lebowski. Like, she's fucking great in that. But I don't think she's, like, as far as Clarice goes, not even close. David, well, I'm calling myself David now. Davey, the heading for that pick would be, I'd rather be listening to punk rock. Yeah, I was like the only one that wanted to talk about punk rock and stuff. But, you know, you can't smile in your football photo. That's just a rule. You know, Aaron, you can't do it. You can't smile in your football photo. You got to look a little like you're trying to be tough. Look at that skin. Just gorgeous skin. Pale as all fuck. I've always been a pale motherfucker. But granted, I grew up in a place where the sun really didn't exist. You know, only through the clouds. Let's see here. What do we got? I think you guys are laughing about the stuff I was saying for Erica's excuses. So I'll just take it as that. Oh, Hellraiser. Even better. Even better. Yeah. What is your pleasure? I've seen none of these. No horse in this race. Woo, never seen Scream or Silence of the Lambs. All right. There you go. There you go. The first two Hellraiser films feature some of the best horror scores ever written. I am all about the first Hellraiser. I like the second one, but it's a big departure, which is cool. I think I prefer the third movie to the second one. Not anything to do with the score. I know I'm just like talking out of my ass here. But yeah, the music's amazing. Leto. And Leto would know, guys, because Leto composes music. What y'all think of Hannibal Rising? I never saw that. I never saw that one. Okay, let's see here. What do we got going on? She did a respectable job as Clarice, though. She's a placeholder, sure. It's like a backup quarterback. Like, if they win, like, 2 games out of 5, you're like, good job. Like, that's how I feel about Julianne Moore. Like, she doesn't move the needle. She doesn't bring anything that makes me think, oh, wow, what a performance. Like, you know, it's not dreadful either. It's, like, in the middle, which is, like, sometimes even worse when art is in the middle. You know, it's like, can it just be bad or great? It's just okay. Because I think it's tougher to talk about stuff that's in the middle. I've run into that with movies lately. You know, because I sort of felt that way about like Bring Her Back and Weapons, where I was like, fuck, there's things I really like and other things that just really didn't work for me. Fuck. Like 3 out of 5. And it sounds like I'm talking shit about the movie, or that I think the movie's bad if I say 3 out of 5. No, I don't think the movie's bad if it's 3 out of 5, but it's a 6 out of 10. That seems pretty bad. Yeah. Let's see here. Holy cow, we got King Matthew the Third in the house. What's happening? King Matthew says, what's up, Davey? How are you doing tonight? Sorry I'm late to the stream. No worries at all. We are just talking horror. And we're going to be talking horror tomorrow during the day, and then tomorrow night on Killjoy Jake's channel. And then Thursday night, we're going to be doing another version or another one of these. So I've got 3 of these where we're going to be looking at these polls, guys. We're going to be doing these 3 days in a row. Thank you so much for kicking in with us, Erica. I hope you have a great night's sleep, and I hope work is not hellacious for you tomorrow. And yes, bring a note. I'll write a note. I'll shoot it over to you. I'll be like, please excuse Erica for being late. Signed, Big Daddy D. If you don't know who that is, then that's on you. P.S. Hellraiser's the best movie that Erica has seen since Black Christmas. Let's see here. Very tough shoes to fill. Yes, they should have backed the Brinks truck up for Jodie Foster. Love the first 2 Hellraisers. Saw part 3 because I was crushing on Terry Farrell at the time. They've only gone downhill ever since. I've not seen any since 3. I do think 3 is pretty awesome. I like it more than 2 for sure, because 2 is like, holy, am I on drugs? But I'm not. No, maybe I should be. Next time I watch Hellraiser 2, I'll have some shrooms or something like that. It's tough to see Julianne Moore after Jodie simply because it's such a drop off. Moore wasn't bad at all. She wasn't nearly as brilliant. No, she doesn't have the chops. She doesn't have the chops. She doesn't have the voice. She doesn't have the look. It's jarring to see her take over because it's not even close. It's weird when they replace characters like that. It's just, I don't know. It just doesn't really work with me most of the time. Let's see here. Farrell was one of my biggest crushes of the 90s. When I met her about 10 years ago, she could totally tell I was blushing / shy. She told I needed to do the prom pose with her. Oh, nearly fainted. So like hold her from behind with your hands clasped on her tummy. Is she the girl that plays like the club girl in it, or is she the blonde investigator? I'm guessing she's the club girl, just because I think the club girl was cuter than the investigator, the journalist. The girl that plays the journalist in part 3, not a very good actress, but the movie, I still like the movie. Candyman, in my opinion, is an underrated 90s horror film. The first 2 films are so good. Underrated, I guess so, King Matthew, but it is on this poll, and I'm not saying that I'm the one that decides whether or not movies are underrated. The reason why it's on the poll is because I did a lot of searching for the top 10 horror movies of the 1990s. I even asked for the top 5 movies of the 1990s, and Candyman was there. So yeah, maybe people don't talk about it as much, or it doesn't get as much love. It's only getting 6% here in this vote out of 222 votes, but it is in that conversation for sure. So I think that Candyman does get some good love. Jason Carpenter says Hellraiser 3 rocks, and I really love the 4th one. Boom, there it is. Leto and Grumpy Gorehound are having a good time here. She was the journalist. Okay. She's pretty damn cute. Don't get me wrong. I thought the club girl, I've always been like a brunette kind of guy over blonde. No offense to the blondes out there. I was married to a blonde and I took no issue with the way she looked. It was just the way she emotionally abused me that I didn't like. Yeah, she's a super cutie. Could have been a better actress, but super cutie. And Eli is back. Just a little nip from the whiskey and you're right on back, Eli. Hell yeah. We got Drew's Movie Club joining us. What's happening, Drew? Great to see ya. Okay, guys, I'm going to close out this poll. We're going to move on because we've got 3 more. So let's get moving here. Oh, I already closed out that poll. Terry was a redhead. Is she? I thought she was blonde. Weird. I just watched the movie last week and it seemed like Dirty Blonde. Huh. Doesn't show. This was a surprise, folks. The 2000s. First off, 462 votes. So the most votes we've seen so far in this poll. And I'll tell you a story about this poll. Sit right down and I'll tell you a story. When this poll kicked off, and we're talking the first couple hundred votes, Saw was at like 36%. Shaun of the Dead was maybe like 25, and then The Descent had more at that time of a percentage. And then like I didn't pay attention to the polls for a couple days, woke up, scrolled on over, checked them, and was like, holy crap, Shaun of the Dead had jumped up to like 48% seemingly overnight and pushed Saw out of the first spot. And see, this is what I'm talking about. It's insightful. It's enlightening to me to see what you guys enjoy and what you guys like. And I'm sitting there thinking, oh man, I didn't even know I had a bunch of Saw people in here. And still 25% of 462 votes, that's over 100 votes. You know, it's about 115 votes-ish. So that's a pretty substantial amount there. But I didn't know that you guys really loved horror comedy as well. Shaun of the Dead is a beautiful film. I think all of these films are great. And again, 3 movies that are all really different, or 4 movies that are all really different. I don't know why I've said 3. I can count. I promise. I am an adult. I graduated high school. Yeah, Saw, torture porn. Shaun of the Dead, horror comedy. The Descent, creature feature. And then Let the Right One In, you got your vampire flicks. So, and I would say vampire flicks kind of feel like folklore a little bit, because they've got lore, and usually vampire lore, you know, you can massage the boundaries of vampire lore. As long as you've got your basic tenets, you can kind of play with the rest of it. So I feel like vampire movies can be pretty folklorish. Like I'd say the original Bram Stoker's Dracula's folklore, you know, kind of story. Let the Right One In, second appearance of a foreign film in the polls. This one was showing up all over the lists of top 5 and top 10 best horror movies of the 2000s. And not only that, but the remake that came out in 2010 was on a lot of lists as well for the 2010s. We'll get to that. Not tonight, but tomorrow when we talk about remakes, we'll get into that. Now, Saw for me, like I like Saw. Great twist ending. I've only seen the first 3 films in the franchise because I was like, okay, I kind of see how these are going, and this isn't really my thing. Like, I know there's going to be a twist. Now I'm going to be looking for the twist all the time. But I enjoy the first Saw, and I think that maybe even the second Saw is, you know, maybe a little bit better. But Shaun of the Dead's fucking incredible. I'm a huge zombie movie fan, and I love when horrors can bring in comedy and not make it like, it just seems a little, there's something a little smart about it, even though there's fart jokes and silly shit like that. I don't know. Great performers. I mean, some of the best British performers. What's his face? The guy from Black Books. What is his name? He plays Dabs in the movie. Dylan something. God, Black Books is so fucking funny. He's great in this one. And I mean, Simon Pegg, awesome. Nick Frost, brilliant. Bill Nighy, love him and everything. Not a bad performance out of the whole bunch. The Descent would probably get my vote here, though. And that is probably one of the reasons why it's in there. It was showing up on the list, but I was like, I love The Descent so much. I'm putting it in here. It's celebrating 20 years this year. And one of the most surprising horrors I've seen in the last 20 years, I'll say that. And a horror movie that gets more and more rewarding the more you go back to it. You can see more in the background and see some things that you missed. But yeah, here we go. 53% for Shaun of the Dead. And it's sitting proudly in that top spot. I'm going to see what you guys have to say between Saw and Shaun of the Dead. What is the best horror movie of the aughts? Or the knots, whatever you want to call them. Saw or Shaun of the Dead? You got red on you. There we go. All right, let your voices be heard. Lift your voices. All over the place, all over that poll. Let's get you going. All over that poll. Terrible. Just sounds dirty. Just sounds dirty. I'm going to stop saying it. They could have stopped at Hellraiser 1. I would have been fine with it. True. Yeah. No love for The Fly. Yeah. I love The Fly. Not a lot of love from most folks. Scream, yes. Scream was in there. Yeah. So, Drew's Movie Club. I know you're just popping in. We've been going for a little bit. So the way that I picked these 4 movies for each one of these polls is I looked at a bunch of top 10 lists. I asked Microsoft's Copilot what the top 5 movies were for each of these decades. And then I just sort of, curated these polls from those. So that's why, but again, I think it's really cool that there's a good variety within each 4 of the choices here. Let's see here. Shaun of the Dead seems so random for first place. I was really surprised. And it just, like I said, Ray, it just like took it over out of nowhere. I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, did Simon Pegg just open up a bunch of dummy accounts and start subscribing to Davey Deathray? That would be great. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Hype the video, all that stuff, Let's see here. Davey story time. Sit right down and I'll tell you a tale. Not enough people have seen The Descent, Aaron. I'll just say that. Yeah, Shaun of the Dead's freaking great. Yeah. Let the Right One In is the best vamp flick I've seen since The Lost Boys. If I had a top 5, it would be number 1. Well, you can have a top 5. I'll allow it, Grumpy. You can have a top 5. You're validated here in this space. Yeah, and vampire flicks, I'm a weirdo with vampire flicks. I think Lost Boys is good. I think Fright Night's good. The vampire movies I really like, I do love Let the Right One In, but fuck, like the first From Dusk Till Dawn, absolutely adore it. I'm a big Romero guy. I love Martin. Is he a vampire? I don't know. The movie is really ambiguous. I don't want to spoil anything for anyone that hasn't seen Martin. You should definitely check it out and come to your own conclusion, because they sort of leave it in the open. And they sort of I think the movie Martin even asks, does it matter if he is or not, if he's doing these things? It's interesting. Nanette says, I can't watch The Descent. It upsets me too much. I do not like being in tight spaces, and this movie made me feel like I was in one. Watching it, all those movies, and I would have a hard time. Yes. Same, Nanette. I think that's a credit to the movie. And then it's all up to you whether or not you can put yourself through that. That's fair. But when I watched this movie, I was like, oh my God, I feel like I got really blazed, got really stoned, hitting the weed before this movie. Didn't really know what it was about. Watched it with a bunch of friends back in Alaska when it came out on VHS. Maybe, oh no, it was DVD back then. Yeah. And this movie really put me in that spot, but I was like, this is kind of cool. The movie's making me feel this way. I'm safe. I know that nothing's gonna happen to me, but I give a movie credit for making me feel something physically. But yeah, if you're not comfortable with it, you don't have to. Yeah, for sure. My ranking of these is Saw, Let the Right One In, The Descent, and Shaun of the Dead. All right, Blu-ray. There you go. And it's cool. It gives me an idea of what kind of tinge of horror that you prefer, Thank you so much for kicking it with us, Jason. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate you becoming a channel member as well, man. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great rest of your night. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow on Jake's live stream. Don't miss it, folks. I might even grab that link and share it with you guys here. Let's see what we got. What did Grumpy said that about the Let the Right One In, and Ray says, Grumpy, that's insane to me. I feel very much the opposite. We got a really good group here. You guys are a great diversity of thought is super important, I think. I like seeing that for sure. And even more so, you guys are really sweet about your disagreements here. It's just art. It's just fun stuff, but I love the diversity of thought. Saw went downhill when they killed John Kramer in Saw 3. I haven't seen any of the movies after Saw 3. I lost interest for sure. Yeah, I did. I fell asleep during Shaun of the Dead and walked out when I awoke to find it wasn't over yet. Oh, it cracks me up, but I'm such a zombie movie guy. They're going the Romero style, and I really dug that for sure. I like Shaun of the Dead, but I think it's a tad overrated. When it comes to zombie horror comedies, I prefer Return of the Living Dead. I think a lot of people would pick that one Blu-ray. Yeah. I see a lot of people, Christian from Planet CHH says it's his favorite horror film of all time. Maybe favorite film of all time. I'm not sure. I really like Return of the Living Dead. I would say I think it's in my top 5 horror or zombie movies. But Day of the Dead from '85 is my top. zombie film, and then it's got to be Dead Alive. Like when it comes to horror or zombie comedy, nothing. Return of the Living Dead, for how much I like it and how punk rock it is, it, to me, there's a huge chasm between Dead Alive and Return of the Living Dead. It's just, Dead Alive is fucking unreal. Like one of my, oh my God, like I'm getting like emotional thinking about it. My pants are getting tighter, people. It is like a fucking party, you guys. I had so much fun watching that movie with my friends when we were in high school. It was like a celebration every time we watched it, and a movie that has stood the test of time like a motherfucker. I mean, those effects are fucking crazy. Excuse my language. I know I'm swearing a lot. The editing is incredible. Peter Jackson, man, come back to horror, Peter. You don't have to stay with us. Just come back. Make another small little picture. You've got the clout. You've got the ability. You could distribute it yourself. You could get a major studio to distribute a movie for you. Peter Jackson could make an amazing horror comedy for like 20 million. And he could probably even get a star or two to come on board. That's the kind of oomph he's got. He is an Academy Award winning director, so he could do it. Let's see here. I'm going to check the poll really quick. I'm just trying to be mindful of everyone's time, including my own. 27 votes here. What is the best horror movie of the 2000s? 64%. 28 votes. 64% are saying Saw right now. All right. Wow. Get in your votes if you haven't already. Hot Fuzz is my favorite in the Cornetto trilogy. Oh my God, Hot Fuzz is so good. Hot Fuzz is, what's really cool, Blue, is they like Shaun of the Dead's pretty silly, right? Tongue in cheek. Yeah, they handle the zombie rules like seriously, but it's pretty funny. Hot Fuzz is like got a little bit more of that like mature dark comedy kind of feel. You know, I feel like Hot Fuzz is kind of like an elevated dark comedy. And then the Cornetto trilogy is like a wild, the Cornetto trilogy, This Is the End, or right? Not This Is the End, that's the other movie. What the fuck? It's very similar. It's like At World's End or something, but I think that's a Pirates of the Caribbean movie. I don't know. You guys let me know in the chat. I'm fucking failing here. But that one is a little bit more of like a party kind of comedy. So even within that Cornetto trilogy, they've got a little bit of diversity within the genres. Yeah. My favorite take on the zombie genre to date is World War Z. Never seen that one. I saw the trailer, really turned me off. I gotta say, like, I don't want to see Brad Pitt in my zombie movies. It's going to distract me the whole time. It's like having Tom Cruise in a zombie movie or a mummy movie. And the whole like building a ladder like ants, I was like, I don't like that. I'm weird, and I guess I'm weird and protective. I'm not saying you can't like it, Grumpy. Like I said, I like the diversity of thought. So I'm not gatekeeping, but for myself, I should watch it just so I can actually talk about it. Like, hey, I've watched this movie and now I can talk about it, instead of being the guy that's like, I saw the preview and now I'm gonna shit on your opinion. I think that's what I sounded like. I'm pretty sure. Let's see here. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next one here, guys. I'm going to close this poll out. 29 votes. Boom! There it is. Let's see what we got. Holy cow, I see my brother in the chat. What's happening, Matt? Matt, I thought you'd be asleep by now. Am I so loud that you can't sleep? Let's see here. I have not seen Deadstream, J Beach. Okay, I gotta get back to what you're saying. I'm on the losing side of every poll. I'm an old man. Yeah, me too. Thought I was the only one. Glad there's another one like me. And then, yeah, guys, this is my brother, Matt, jumping in here. The struggle is real. Oh, I love it. Barely here. I'll fall asleep in the chat. I love it. I get the watch hours. But, you know, guys, if you're going to fall asleep to a Davey Deathray stream. Help a brother out, you know. My brother is literally helping a brother out, but I mean colloquially, all of you guys could help a brother out. You know what I mean? Let's see here. Yeah, shut the fuck up, Davey. Okay, let's go ahead and okay, so 29 votes. Saw wins the poll 62% to 38% against Shaun of the Dead. So there we go. And then let's jump on over to, we just have two more. We'll be relatively quick. Gosh, we have to be, because you know what? Speaking of movies you've never seen, I've only seen 2 of these movies. I have only seen The Babadook and The Witch. There you go. You can hate on me, but you guys are going to have to vote between Hereditary and Get Out. How about that? Horror movie of the 2010s. Ooh, is it going to be Get Out or Hereditary? We'll see. We'll see. We shall see. Boom, there it is. It is live. That poll is live in the chat for you guys. That poll was rigged. Maybe. You know, here's what it is. This is the awesome thing, Eli. I'm not going to repeat everything I said before, but it just goes to show that, you know, I've gotten to know you guys, the live audience, so well. A lot of you guys show up for most streams, you know, and these polls, they've been a great way for me to get to know the people that can't make the live streams. Maybe they're watching the replay. Maybe they're checking out the pre-recorded stuff. Maybe these polls are popping up on folks' feeds, and I don't think they would pop up on feeds if you're not subscribed. But yeah, here we go. We have 207 votes here, so not very many votes, but Hereditary's winning with 46%. Get Out in second place with 29, The Witch with 16, and The Babadook with 9. You know what's interesting here? Look at this. So I put these movies, I list them in chronological order of release. But we've got this black and white. All 4 of these in the 2010s have black and white covers. And then look, they've even got like a white leaning, black leaning, white leaning, black leaning color scheme. It's interesting how it's very satisfying aesthetically looking at this poll. And interesting, like, is this emblematic of the time? Was this something that in the 2010s a lot of horror movies had like black and white, or you know, like just like black and white tones on the you know, on their artwork? I would pick The Witch out of these. And even if I saw Hereditary and Get Out, I love The Witch so much, I'm pretty sure I would still be picking that one. So let me see what you guys got here. Oh man, what is this list? Well, it was curated by me checking out Google for a bunch of top 5 and top 10 lists, and then I also asked Microsoft Copilot. That's my short answer. Nanette picked Hereditary. Aaron picked Hereditary. There you go. Blu-ray says I really like all 4 of these movies. There you go. Hereditary number 1, The Witch number 2, Get Out number 3, The Babadook number 4. Frankie D would pick Hereditary. Favorite movie from this list is The Witch. Yeah. Hereditary made me lol a few times. Yes, that's the whole point. So that's the only thing I know people say that about The Babadook a lot. They're like, gosh, that kid was annoying. And I'm like, that means the movie did a good job. You know, it's like, that's the whole point. The mom is getting pushed to this catharsis, like this cathartic moment that has to happen. If she doesn't reach this moment, it's going to ruin her and her kid's life forever. And her son basically, I don't know if he knows it or if he's just that way anyway, but that's the whole point to me. After like finishing the movie, I was like, oh, I get it, because I was annoyed by the kid. And then when everything shakes out and you realize that it's about facing grief and like feeding that and not letting it consume you, I was like, oh, that's why the kid is the way he is. Yeah. Here I come. I hated the kid in the Babadook comments in 3, 2, 1. You were a little late. I liked Get Out's racial premise, but the movie did nothing for me. Yeah, I don't. So, Jordan Peele's hilarious, man. Like I think he's like good as far as, there's nothing wrong with like the direction that I've seen from him. And I guess I prefer the comedy kind of stuff from him. I don't know. I don't think I'm really, I've read some stuff from an interview from him where I was like, yeah, I just don't know if I'm the audience member for this guy. But maybe I should watch the movies. They seem pretty like on the nose, kind of like cringy. Like when because I've watched people like do video essays on stuff like Get Out, and I'm like, this is so cringy and on the nose, and just sort of silly too. Like when he got picked to do Twilight Zone, I was like, well, that's interesting. Polls do show up for non-subscribers. If a person happens to search for a topic in said polls, it would show up. Okay, so you'd have to search for them though. You wouldn't be scrolling in the feed probably. I'm guessing, yeah. Get Out is a fantastic film, but after one movie, people were ready to crown Peele as the greatest horror filmmaker of all time. Yeah, that's right. That is exactly right. And I think it kind of went to his head a little bit. That kid was scared shitless and wasn't getting taken seriously, so acting out is natural for a kid in that situation. There you go. Completely agree about Peele. I can't stand the comparisons he gets. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna like get into all of my thoughts on that, but I do think there's a certain amount of like, oh, we really want to see this person succeed because they have certain qualifying factors that we would like to see represented. So it becomes less about the art and more about the artist and the boxes that they check. That's what I'll say. And we see that in art all the time. And there's all sorts of different qualifying factors that some people prefer and that some people like really want to make sure have representation and get adulation, whether or not the art that they're creating is truly deserving of it. And that like fairly critiquing their work kind of gets taken off of the table because you're going to look like you're some sort of this or that if you didn't like the art that they create. But we see that all the time in entertainment. It's super prevalent, like no joke. Let's see here. What else do we got? I gotta say, I don't see the appeal. I love it. Oh, Us is the only film I've ever walked out on. Holy shit, it was that bad? I went to see it with my wife and one of my best friends, and I left with half an hour left in the film. What was it about it, Lido? Did it make you feel uncomfortable, or was it something where you're like, this is just bad and I have to leave? Because I mean, I guess there's reasons why. There's a lot of different reasons why you might walk out of a film if it's sometimes stuff can get too real for you. Like when I watched Together, which I really loved. Like I think Together is a way better movie than like Weapons and all that. But when I watched Together, I was like cringing for the characters in the movie because I'm like, oh my god, this is like the opposite of the relationship I was in. I'm not going to say anything like because I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen Together. But there's what's going on in the couples in their relationship dynamic. I was like, wow, this is so similar to what I was going through with my ex, just flipped. And I was like, man, this is like, I feel seen, but I really don't want to feel seen in this way. So I was sort of like doing this, like, oh my God. And then, I mean, I ended up really enjoying the movie, but fuck, it was really uncomfortable for the first third. Krampus and Troll Hunter over all of these for 2010s. I did see Troll Hunter was in some of these lists, not at that high, Saucy Jack, which is why it didn't make it. But yeah, Troll Hunter is good. Krampus is good. Yeah. I like Jordan Peele. I think he's pretty darn good. Peele's approach to filmmaking is too cerebral. I like having to think, but your movie has to make bloody sense. There you go. Yeah, I think that's the whole thing too with just elevated horror. We see it, where sometimes they hit for people and sometimes they don't. We see that with Keeper. I don't know if you would consider Keeper elevated horror, but it is, I think, a cerebral, slow burn. And about half the people are like, this is boring shit. And then the other half of the people are like, wow, I really enjoyed that. So, it is just one of those things. Some people will be like, oh, it's another one of those A24 movies. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Because these movies are all like, there's a lot of difference in these A24 movies? Are you just saying that you didn't like the end? Because I just think that's like a thing that's going on in horror in general, where horror movies are having a very difficult time sticking the ending, or, you know, sticking the landing on their film. Weapons, tough time, really tough time. Bring Her Back, tough time. You know, some of these movies, Wolfman, what the hell happened? So, and then there's like A24 movies like Heretic that are like fucking awesome. So I don't know. I really remember enjoying the Babadook, but I couldn't tell you anything about the plot. I hate when people when that happens because my memory is bad because I'm old. Well, it's okay. It's definitely worth a rewatch. You know, Hereditary 2018, 2016. It's chronological order, so I think it's 2014, 2016, 2017, 2018, something like that, or maybe Hereditary's 20. Oh, there you go. Blu-ray's gotcha. I don't even know why I'm trying to help. Still need to watch Nope and Him, even though he just produced Him. Yeah, Him wasn't very good, unfortunately. Tyreek Withers is good, not great. I thought he was better in I Know What You Did Last Summer 2025, although I did not like the movie. Him didn't really work for me. I'm a huge football fan. I really wanted him to be, I was hoping Him would hit. The trailer looked really good. Good director, but overrated. Yeah. I think he thinks he's smarter than he actually is. His scripts are always at least one draft away from being ready. He definitely has a inflated ego, for sure. Not uncommon of comedians to be that way. I think Keegan-Michael Key seems like the more down-to-earth one between the two, for sure. Let's see here. Us relied way too much on tropes, cliches, etc. It just bothered me so much after a while. Kubrick watching a Peel flick. What the fuck did I just watch? Don't breathe. Yeah, that was Fede Alvarez. Fede's brilliant. Wow. Yeah, I mean, even though Alien Romulus didn't wow me or anything, but I would imagine the shackles are a little tighter when you're doing an Alien movie. But Don't Breathe, Evil Dead 2013, Fede is really, really good. And he, I would say, arguably made the best Alien movie since the first two with Romulus. I think I like Prometheus more. I don't know if I would consider Prometheus like an Alien movie. It takes place in that world, but it's about something totally different. But Romulus did what it could, you know? Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the last one because we're over 2 hours. You guys have been amazingly patient and awesome. I can't believe it. We still have 31 people kicking it in here. So let's see. Let me just grab a couple more comments and then we'll drop into our last poll here for the night. But guys, we'll be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'll be jumping back on for something similar to this, but we're going to be talking about horror movie remakes through the decades. Now, there's not as many, so it'll be a little bit of a shorter stream. So even if you're at work or you're on lunch break or something, just put me on in the background. A little Davey Deathray ASMR. There you go. Peele's movies aren't as serious as much as I would like. Each of his movies has a lot of comedy sprinkled throughout. Okay. Let's see here. He was right place, right time with Us. Then his head got bigger than his talents. My opinion, could be wrong. Well, yeah, I mean, if it's your opinion, it's not really about right or wrong. You know, just it's your opinion. You don't have to justify it or validate it, Jay Beach. You just gotta have it. I think you and Davey are on the right track with that thought. The big-headed thing. Yeah. Seen so many A24 movies that put me to sleep that I make a conscious effort to check the studio behind any new artsy film. Yeah, but Neon has their issues too. They're really great at marketing. Not every Neon movie is great. Shelby Oaks was pretty underwhelming. Not bad, but not. Kind of like if AI made a movie is sort of what Shelby Oaks reminded me of. Unfortunately, yeah. Pretty diverse and eclectic. There really is no specific A24. And I think what people are saying is they're like, yeah, a movie that is artsy and the ending doesn't spell everything out for you, which, that can work sometimes and not work other times. I've seen some really good A24 movies. The X trilogy are all A24 movies. Those are really good. Pearl's fucking great. I would say Pearl, Maxine, X is my ranking of those movies, but none of them are bad. And I'll just say Heretic again, and then of course The Witch, and I think a couple of the other Eggers movies as well. You know, I really like Don't Breathe. They explain it, at least that, right, Eli? They explain that he's got that heightened sense and that he had training before he was blind. Like, he wasn't born blind, right? I don't think he was anyways. Yeah, Marlon Wayans was okay. I wanted a little more of that football culture in him. I didn't really feel like a realistic football culture. It was like somebody making a movie that was half about football culture that doesn't watch football. That's what that felt like to me. I don't know. Ashton, I know you're a football fan. I've been an NFL fan for a really long time, NFL in college for decades now. And it was like, this is like what somebody thinks football culture is like. They don't really know. They didn't seem to have that like insight, you know. Have a great rest of your night, Lido. Thank you so much for kicking it with us, man. Yeah, hope you sleep well. And yes, let's talk soon about the Nightmare on Elm Street Live and get that cooking. Maybe between the holidays, we can work that one in. Hope you have a good night, man. We'll see you soon. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and close this poll and get on to our last one here, because I feel like I am going to lose everybody here pretty soon, because it's fucking late, y'all. It's fucking late, y'all. Best horror movie of the 2010s. 20 votes. Hereditary wins 75% to 25%. Saucy Jack, have a great rest of your night as well, bud. Thank you so much for becoming a channel member, my guy. Really, really appreciate you. Let me see if I can... I'm just seeing you saying goodbye. There we go. You got to go. Your old ass is not... Fair enough, man. Really appreciate you kicking it with us. We are over 2 hours, so no worries. But thank you so much again for being a channel member, man, and becoming a channel member. Let's see here. I thought I missed. What did I miss here? There we go. Gaz Hearsome in the chat. What's happening, Gaz? Thank you so much for kicking it with us here. Does Scary Movie still hold up for you, Davey? I do not like Scary Movie. Not a fan. Scary Movie 2 is okay. But I grew up with like Hot Shots, Airplane, Naked Gun, you know, Robin Hood Men in Tights, like those Kentucky Fried Movie, those kinds of parody movies. I feel like Scary Movie is just so far below those, like doesn't even come close. So yeah, Scary Movie, I didn't like it when I was a kid. Like when I was a teenager, maybe it came out like late teens for me, you know, and I would still laugh at like bathroom humor with my friends. I mean, it's not like I still don't laugh at it now. I was just like, wow, that's all Scary Movie can do. But it's been a while since I've watched it. Maybe I should revisit it. There will be a Scary Movie poll coming up soon. So keep an eye on the channel, guys, all you Scary Movie fans. And we'll be covering the new movie as news comes out about it and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, guys, so there we go. We've got Hereditary's crushed Get Out there in that last poll. Is that correct? Yes. Hereditary crushed with 15 votes. A quick look at Davey Deathray in 1995 as the JYFL Broncos quarterback, all-star quarterback. Could have made state, man. And there we go. Our last poll of the night, 278 votes here. What is the best horror movie of the 2020s? And this was the revelation of all of these polls, guys. This was the one where I was like, holy shit. 55% Terrifier 2 out of 278 votes. I thought The Substance was going to be, like, I thought Substance and Pearl were going to be maybe 10% more than they are each. You know, I wouldn't have been surprised if Terrifier 2 won this poll, right? Or was the leader of this poll. But 55%, I'm like, shit. I had no idea that the Davey Deathray audience was that hot on Art the Clown and Terrifier. I know that there are, you know, Ray, Erica, Shoddy. Like, I know we've got you guys in the house that like really, really love Terrifier, but the silent majority, as they would say during a general election, holy cow, Terrifier 2, 55% of 278 votes. A lot of engagement on this one. You guys noticed that with the 35 comments and the 20 likes. I don't think we got that many comments on any of the others, right? No, see, 9, 10, nothing near that. Terrifier, you guys want more Terrifier content. I can tell that, or I can at least tell that if I made a video on Terrifier, it should do well. So look out for some Terrifier content coming soon. Yeah, kind of blew me away. I think like Pearl is just an absolutely gorgeous film. Like the color, the old like MGM kind of Wizard of Oz feel it has is just, there's just something so mesmerizing about the way that movie looks. The Substance was really good. It might be a one-time serving for me though, guys. The Substance was so intense. A really cool kind of modern take on Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, but also asking that question about the way that people in entertainment are treated as disposable, especially women, because seemingly they're only valued for their looks. I think that most of us people in the regular world don't do that to as great of a degree as entertainment, because entertainment is about how attractive you are and all that kind of crap. But even within The Substance, they make a clear juxtaposition about Dennis Quaid's character can be old and gross and wrinkly and like sloppy eater and just being kind of sick and disgusting, but that's okay because he's just a guy and he's an executive and he's just making the decisions, So I thought The Substance had some really interesting things to say, but it ran a little too long for me to be something where I'm like, oh, I want to go back and watch The Substance. But When Evil Lurks, that's the heartbreaker here for me. That's my favorite movie of the 2020s so far in horror. God, I love that movie so much. It's like a real world kind of Evil Dead, It's a grounded-ish Evil Dead. If Christopher Nolan made an Evil Dead movie, it would be like When Evil Lurks. So I thought Demian Rugna totally killed it with that second full-length feature, I believe, of his. He did Terrified, which is good, and then When Evil Lurks, which to me was like, holy shit. The music is incredible. The effects, unbelievable. Really good acting. Like some really, like, you're like, wow, these actors really rehearsed this stuff because the emotion and the tempo and the rhythm of the performances are just so like in line. It's amazing. Excuse me. And even as somebody that like studied Spanish in high school and college, I'm like, man, Argentinian dialect and just like the accent, it was like, it was so much more difficult for me to like pick out words. So it was really cool to just hear. I don't talk to a lot of people from Argentina. You might be surprised. I don't hear a lot of people from South America, speak Spanish. Especially because of where I live. I'm just, south of the border is Mexico. So we usually that's the kind of accent and dialect I'm used to. So it was really cool. The whole experience of watching When Evil Lurks was amazing. So I really love that one. I know I'm holding off on putting up the poll. I know exactly how this is going to go. What is the best horror movie of the 2020s so far? I'll say that so far because we're not quite there. But what is it? Wait, what is it between? The Substance, right? Just barely. Oh, wow. Okay, here we go. Terrifier 2. If I can spell correctly, Terrifier 2 or The Substance. Let's see what you guys say between these two. I'm guessing Terrifier 2 is probably going to get like 90% of the quote. Of the vote. Sorry, I'm reading comments while trying to speak to you guys. It's a lot to digest, and the running time doesn't help. I think it's a common but fair complaint, Aaron. How long does your movie need to be to tell the story? Some movies do need to be 2.5 hours long. I think The Substance is like 2:15. Could have just been like just over 2 hours. Speaking of movies that are too long, Terrifier 2, 2 hours and 18 minutes. The fuck for a splatter flick? Jesus, that's like watching. Does anyone want to watch like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre that's like 2 hours and 2 hours? No. I just think it's interesting to me to do for Terrifier. Those movies are grindhousey, but Terrifier 2 and Terrifier 3 are both really long movies. It's like very odd that you'd make a 70s inspired vintage like grimy grindhouse and be like, nope, it's gonna be like as long as a Star Wars movie. So I think it's fair to make that complaint. You have to edit your movie, and you have to edit it well, and you need to know who your audience is. I mean, whatever. Terrifier's done fine. Substance did great. Yeah, I'm probably I'm probably in the minority. Won't see Pearl, seen X. I don't get it. I don't see the hype behind it. I thought it was garbage. Seen it once and it was one too many times. Well, and that's why, to me, it's not because I didn't like it, but it is the last in my trilogy ranking. Pearl, they're all totally different movies. I will say that, Jay. So, you know, X is kind of like a, you know, porno meets Texas Chainsaw. Pearl is a character piece, really, and beautiful. The color, Mia Goth's performance, best performance I've seen from her. Really, really good stuff. And then what I love about Maxine is I'm a big Giallo fan, so I really like that aspect. The music's great. I grew up in the 80s, so I really like seeing the 80s stuff again coming back. Mia Goth is really good in that one as well. And then it ties it all back to X. I thought that was the really cool. I saw a lot of people that were like, Maxine was such a disappointment. I don't think so. You know, I watched all 3 of those movies in 2 days. I didn't see any of them in the theater. I watched them in like March, something like that, March or April. And man, Maxine, I was like, this is really good. Kevin Bacon, dude, I will watch him. And I mean, I love him as a performer anyways. You stick him in a horror movie, I'm fucking there. Like Toxic Avenger, incredible in Toxic Avenger. And in Maxine, he is so good. And I'll just, you know, I don't want to give anything away for anyone that hasn't seen these movies and plans on seeing them, but there's a certain religious element in X. Doesn't really play as big of a role in Pearl, but whoa, when you get to Maxine, like it all kind of comes back around. Like there's a really interesting bookend and some payoff that I thought was really well handled. Yeah, I really dug him. I get it though. I mean, yeah, none of the other, I'll say this because I don't know if it was the sexual aspect of X that kind of gave you the heebie-jeebies. There's old people sex, young people, there's a whole bunch of that there. It's definitely that kind of movie. I don't know if that's what rubbed you the wrong way. I'm not going to assume that it is, but I just will say this: the other movies don't have that element. So if that helps. I like Art the Clown, but I do not like the teenagers in Terrifier 2. Yeah, Damien Leone's strong suit is not writing. Definitely not writing. I missed something from Ashton. You better not mean The Last Rites. Conjuring, Invisible Man, come on. They were in top 10 lists and everything, but like I said, Dean, before, I wanted to pick something grimy, which is why I went Terrifier 2, because I was like, I gotta have something sleazy. Most of these lists have a little something that's maybe a little sleazier. Pearl and When Evil Lurks, I was like, well, I do think those are very worthy of being in there, especially from what I've heard from other people and the way I felt about the movies. And then The Substance, because I've heard so many other people loving on The Substance. But yeah, wow, there could have been a whole bunch of other movies. Well, in Conjuring, Invisible Man, are these 2020s? Are they? Wow. Invisible Man, I can buy that as like 20. Was that 2020? There have been a lot, man. I mean, even like just going back to 2024, there was like Late Night with the Devil. A lot of people really loved Abigail. Longlegs isn't in this list, and like Longlegs is one of my favorites of the decade so far. So yeah, there's a whole bunch that aren't in here. It's true. And here's the cool thing, Dean. These polls do really well. So you could, you know what, fill in the Davey Deathray gaps on your channel. Be like, you know what, Davey's polls sucked. You don't have to say that, but you can say it. I won't take it personally. Yeah, it would be kind of cool to see just like what people would, if you picked 4 totally different movies from the 2020s, which you definitely could. There's been a lot of really good stuff. Yeah, Halloween Kills. I didn't put, so Halloween 2018 wasn't in the 2010s list, because I was like, you know what, I'm going to lean into this kind of elevated thing for that one. But Halloween 2018 shows up on another poll, so I just try to like, yeah, maybe I'll do something with like The Conjuring where I ask people to rate the sequels or vote on which sequel is the best. Yeah, speak for yourself, Davey. I want 2 hours of splatter. I don't get it. I want like hour 40 minutes. It's like a punk rock song, Ray. Like, yes, The Decline by NoFX is the greatest punk rock song of all time. It's not even close, and it's like 18 minutes, 20 seconds or something like that. It is the greatest punk rock song. but it has a lot of changes and a lot of movements. It goes all over the place. It comes back and ties into themes. It's much more rich and beautiful and orchestrated. There's a tapestry of beautiful melodies in this 18-minute punk rock song. Terrifier ain't that. And so with most punk songs, I'd be like, if you're over 3 minutes, like you're pushing it, bud. 2.5 minutes, cool. If it's a minute 45 and you're able to fit in 2 verses, 2 choruses, an awesome bridge, and an outro or another chorus to end it in a minute 45, like a Descendants track, holy crap, like you are cooking with Crisco. And Damien doesn't, I think he's so proud of everything he's doing with Terrifier, he just cannot edit properly. But yeah, I mean, movies are doing great, so I can't take anything away from him. And here you are saying, speak for yourself, Davey, which is what I am doing since the channel's called Davey Deathray. But I love you so much, Ray. You know I'm just fucking with you and having fun. Thank you for the super chat earlier, eh? Let me check this poll here. I might just end this one. 12 votes. Really? Just 12 votes? Guys, we have 20 people hanging out. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. The last 20 minutes of Terrifier 2 could have easily been whittled down. Holy shit, dude. When they're in the Terrifier thing, I'm like, I get it. It's like what Crow says in Mystery Science Theater. Can't remember. It's season 4. I can't remember the episode number, but the movie is The Lost Continent. Okay. It's got Cesar Romero in it. I think it's got Hugh Cronin is in the movie as well. And, or as they call him, Huge Cronin. And this movie, it's a lot, rock climbing, Joel. Rock climbing. If you're a big Mystery Science Theater fan, if you're a Misty, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what, Aaron, since you're kind of a punk rock guy, I'm like, I think Aaron might be into Mystery Science Theater as well. Maybe you've told me that. Maybe you haven't. Maybe you hate the show. Who knows? But in Lost Continent, there's a moment they show a lot of rock climbing and you're just watching rock climbing. And Crow, T-Robot at one point says, hasn't anybody told the director about editing? He says, hasn't anybody told the director about compressing time through editing? And that's how I feel about the Terrifier movies, at least 2 and 3. And 3 is my favorite. Still a little too long. Yeah, she got close enough. I think Demi Moore getting nominated was really cool. I think Hugh Grant should have been nominated. Hugh Grant should have been nominated for Heretic. I think they're both worthy of that for sure. And I think that's his best, like most surprising performance. She's always put in really good performances and he's worked with what he's got, you know, like About a Boy. He's done some stuff that's a little bit better. A lot of it like, you know, romantic comedy kind of bullshit or whatever. But man, in Heretic, like Hugh Grant really, really does it. Go kick rocks, Ashton. Ray's just starting shit all over. I love it. If it's AI generated, people who are worried about AI need to see these lists. It will put their minds at ease. Well, but not generated. No, I asked Copilot. I would just ask it, what are the top 5 movies of said decade? But then I also just like went to Google and looked at lists that were curated by multiple sources. So but I will say this, Copilot was really good. They gave me a top 5 and usually 3 out of those 5 were put in the polls, you know, because Copilot goes to the internet and does a search. I understand people's reservations about AI, but it's just a tool and that's it. And that's what it should be used for, is just as a tool. Pearl is probably the best of that trilogy. Yeah. I would say Pearl's the best. Yeah. Okay, let me go ahead and close this one out, and then we'll close out the whole shebang here. My voice is getting tired, and I'm sure, and you guys have been putting up with it. I'll say that. I worked in the adult industry in the late 90s, says Jay Beach, early 2000s retail. That didn't bother me. I just didn't care for it. Oh, okay, well, fair enough. Yeah. Well, you know, Pearl and Maxine are 2 totally different movies. Like, they are different from one another, and they're very much different from X. So I would say even if X didn't work for you, maybe there's something there. But of course, yeah, I'm not here to force you to watch a movie. Okay, so what's the best horror movie of the 2020 so far? There we go. 13 votes, and The Substance won 62% to 38%. So I thought it would be Terrifier 2 there. How about that? I thought that would be Terrifier 2. But I guess when you get down, like maybe earlier on in the night, if we did this, it would have been Terrifier 2. So you guys, you know, the ones sticking around for the long haul, you guys get to have your voices heard. Holy cow, 42 likes on this stream. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for kicking it with me here. 278 votes there. One more look at a 13-year-old Davey Deathray. There we go. I matched the look there, and then I'm going to go back to, what was it? This one? There we go. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for kicking it with me. Holy cow, 2.5 hours. I thought it would be like 2 hours or so. I didn't know I was going to go this long. So, wow, didn't expect that. You guys are all amazing for kicking it. Make sure you've got your notifications set, even if you've been subscribed, even if you've been subscribed for a while. Make sure that, and of course, I get it. Sometimes I just turn notifications off because I'm just like, oh my God, dude, why do I keep on getting notifications? I thought I turned these off. You can personalize them. I just want to make sure that you guys don't miss any of these live streams, because sometimes I go live and I don't really announce it very much or anything like that. But if not, then just check out the page here. We are going to be going live tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern on the Davey Deathray channel. Then at 7 p.m. Eastern, I will be going live over on Killjoy Jake, and that'll be really fun. We're going to be talking about Scream. But tomorrow, guys, let me just bring it up. I just want to make sure I'm looking at the right thing. I think we're talking about remakes tomorrow. Similar kind of vibe, similar setup. We're going to go through these polls. And yes, we're going to talk about horror movie remakes through the decades. So it's going to be 80s, 90s, 2000s, and 2010s. So it's going to be a shorter stream, a nice little lunchtime kind of stream to jump on with you guys, and maybe get some of our British audience in there as well. So I'm very much looking forward to that. This has been incredible. Thank you so much to everybody who is a channel member, a Patreon member, one of the moderators here on the channel. If you dropped a super chat tonight, thank you so very much. It really does mean the world. But you know what? Just hanging out and participating in the polls, having some good-natured ribbing with one another, telling each other to kick rocks, telling me to speak for myself, all sorts of stuff that Ray does, whatever you do in the chat. Thank you so much for just being a part of it all. It's really awesome. I'm just going to run through the super chats here to give some love to some folks here. Antonis Andriotis dropped a $4.99er. Ray dropped a $5er. Hollywood Lido celebrating 6 months of channel membership. Keelan from Kill the Credits dropped a $5er. A Brimful of Asha became a channel member. Thank you so much, Asha. Asha looks like a tough dude. Man, he looks tough. I'm glad he's on our side, guys. Whew. Holy cow. We got Pat, That Halloween Movie Collector, dropping a $10er. Thank you so much, Pat. Saucy Jack became a channel member tonight. Really, really cool seeing these memberships roll in. Hollywood Lido dropping a $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Lido. Brooke Scarlett dropping a $4.99er. Jason Carpenter became a channel member. 3 in one night. Pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. And Grumpy Gorehound. Holy cow, how did I miss this? Grumpy, did you just drop this? Okay, you must have just dropped it, right? What the fuck? Okay, you did. I was like, oh my God, I've been talking to you this whole time and I missed your super chat. Grumpy Gorehound drops a $5er and says, saw Now You See Me sequel tonight and hanging out here. Made up for the time wasted on that flick. Oh, boom, mic drop on the Now You See Me threequel, I guess, right? It's the threequel? Is it the third one? I haven't seen any of those movies. Talk about a subject matter in film I don't care about is a magician heist movie. Probably on the bottom of the list. I'll take a 5-hour Terrifier movie over a magician heist movie. I can't even believe that I'm saying that there's something called a magician heist movie. Oh, what are we doing in this world? Anyways, I'm glad that we can make up for that. Grumpy Gorehound, thank you so much for kicking it with us, and thank you so much for the $5er. Guys, we reached that super golly, I swear I can talk. Guys, we reached that super chat goal tonight. The 5 super chats of $5 or more. So come December, we are going to watch Jack Frost and Jack Frost 2 as a double feature over on the Discord. So if you are not signed up on the Discord, it's totally free. jump on over, become a member. We have a lot of fun over there. We get to interact in between streams. It's really, really cool. And we get to do some stuff over there that YouTube won't let us do, like listen to music and watch movies together. It's pretty awesome. So join us on over there. I think that's going to wrap it up for this one. Hope you have a great night, Ray. Thank you so much. You are very welcome, Nanette. Thank you for kicking it with us. I love what I've watched of that show, but it isn't much. Oh, Mystery Science Theater. Yeah, really, really good stuff. I'm just shocked by some of what makes these lists. Yeah, it's kind of why. I mean, when you're only picking 4, it can be really tough, teen. I wish that YouTube would at least let me pick 5. It's odd that you only have 4 options. Maybe they will update that. And The Conjuring I remember seeing that on some of those lists. Yeah, so it is, only 4 options. It's definitely not gonna, you got to pick your spots for sure on some of those. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for kicking it. That's going to wrap it up for this stream. And yeah, like I said a million times, I'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern if you guys want to check out the remake version of this stream. So you know how this goes, guys. Until next time, I've been and will continue being Davey Deathray. Take care.